said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the second day of the week. A little warmer today. They're kind of easing us into the 105 tomorrow, I think. You know, it was relatively, I mean, we had the wind and all that was bad, but once that kind of cleared out, the temperature's kind of pleasant yesterday. Well, we're going to be tack on about 10 more degrees to that today, and then we'll tack on another 10 degrees for tomorrow. And then we'll ride that for a day or two, and then we might see rain. So we'll do all that weather stuff here in just a little bit.
I'm just excited about, from what I heard, we're not going to hit triple digits today.
Not today, tomorrow.
I'm super excited about that.
Yesterday was downright pleasant after all the wind stuff.
It really was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and you know what? I'll say it. Sunday, when it was supposed to be Death Day,
yeah,
when everybody was like hiding inside, as the clouds moved in, it was downright pleasant.
I didn't get into town until the storms were rolling in. As I was coming into town, I think I got back into town about 4:30 or so, and that's when I was getting the reports, the storms in the south there, and I could see I was coming in through Ruidoso that way, so I was watching the clouds kind of going, and I got the alert probably in Alamogordo saying that the Roswell was going to be and it looked like it was more south of the south end of Roswell. Dexter Hagerman was the
north, and you really get the brunt of anything.
Yeah. So, but by the time I got into town, I think that was kind of in the south part. I don't know, at that time what it was doing, but yeah, it was Roswell. But it was pleasant in Roswell when I rolled in.
Now you have that sort of like that experience of like when everybody I would assume everybody would understand this one. If you ever go to a hotel that has like a pool and a hot tub, you do that thing where you jump in the hot tub for like 10 seconds to get yourself all warmed up, and then you jump in the pool and it's like extra cold.
Sure.
Yeah, you sort of had that same thing happening when you come from Arizona into New Mexico. It's sort of like you jumped out of the hot tub into the pool.
Yeah.
So even the hot weather that we're experiencing isn't quite what you were dealing with.
Yeah, for the last week I was like, it's not too bad out here. It's kind of nice. And
soaking up the 105 degree heat. Like, this is downright chilly.
Well, I think
long sleeve T-shirt.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I upped my long T-shirt. Actually, I'm into like long T-shirt, sweatshirt. Thin sweatshirt.
Thin sweat. There's a difference between a long sleeve T-shirt and a thin sweatshirt. I would agree.
I've been buying because these have the little hood on them, but they're not thick like.
Right.
They're more thinner like a T-shirt material, which I like.
Which, by the way, I saw a T-shirt with a hood. No, that dog won't hunt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't abide by a T-shirt, like a short sleeve T-shirt with a hood.
Yeah, no, that looks weird.
Yeah, that's like a onesie on an adult. It's something very off-putting about it.
To me, it's like wearing those vests in the winter. Like not like a dress vest, like for a suit or something. I'm talking like the people that wear the vests for warmth. That look kind of like the yellow jacket.
I'm cold, but only like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like the Marty McFly.
Yeah. Yes, the Marty McFly. Thank you. I never understood that concept for warmth.
I would assume if you're rocking a Marty McFly vest and you're only doing it for the aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you're chilly, what's the first thing you do?
Grab a jacket?
Well, I mean,
blanket?
Not just your human gut instinct. Not you kind of shiver and grab your arms and do this, right? The vest defeats the whole purpose. There are you warming.
It does. You're absolutely right.
People are like, this is the hill I die on, folks.
Many hills, but this one in particular, because I will never understand people who are just cold from here to here.
Winter vests. What's wrong with you people? Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to it. We'll chit-chat this hour. I've got a couple things on my cabeza.
Oh, good.
We'll talk about.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. In the 8 o'clock hour, probably about 8:40 or so, we'll have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office drop by, either be Troy Thompson or Andrew Stapp or maybe both. We'll see. But they'll join us here and give us an update. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Elliot Rodriguez with CMG Financial will drop by, join us for his monthly visit as we talk housing. And if you're a rentor or wanting to be a first-time buyer or want to buy a house or, any of these combinations of things, houses, if you're interested, like them, want them, listen in. Elliot Rodriguez will give you some good advice on how to do those things.
He deals in houses. Well, actually, he deals in finance, but
So, sure, which ends to the house.
he makes it happen for you. He helps make it happen.
And his jam is first-time buyers. That's his sweet spot, his area where he likes to surf and ride the wave.
Which is awesome because he gets to see dreams come true. Like he gets like those first-time home buyers. Those are the ones that really, they're the ones who appreciate it the most. The ones who actually like, oh, this is my first time. I'm officially free from my landlord. And that's, you're watching dreams come true. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So that's our lineup for today. All right, I'm going to do the weather right now. I want you to stick around for just a second.
Okay.
Because I was reading the weather this morning, and a song came into my head, and I was like, why is this coming into my head when this happened? And I had to go pull it up on YouTube.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a bit obscure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike's going to flag us for copyright violation. Stay tuned.
Well, not necessarily. This isn't a song.
And I'm going to get a notification from Facebook about 2 o'clock this afternoon. One or more of your videos has violated copyright.
Actually, this one, I don't know, because it's commercial jingle.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
It's a commercial jingle.
All right.
A little obscure, unless you grew up in this time. But
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So here's the weather, and then I peel back into my brain through the weather.
All right.
That was it. If that's a T, I don't know. I mean, if that don't have you riveted, I don't know what else to do.
Stay
folks.
tuned for something.
Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're on the dry side of a stationary front that's over central New Mexico, and that means sunshine for us today, but we will stay below 100. We'll be in the low to mid-90s and a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight, partly cloudy, lows near 70, and then the heat gets turned up tomorrow with highs around 105 across the whole area and sunshine, low 100s Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 55%. Southeast winds 10 miles per hour. So, mid-90s today. Mostly cloudy this morning, but this will burn off and the sun will come out. South winds 5 to 15. Partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low is 71. South winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, tomorrow, that's your one hot day, 105, and not pleasant. No, it's going to be mostly sunny, 105. South winds 5 to 10. Thursday, sunny, 102. South winds 5 to 10. Then Friday, sunny, 104. But Friday night and through the weekend, we have rain chances. We're going to be in 30% Friday night with an overnight low of 71. Wow. 40% on Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 93.
Nice.
50% Saturday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 67. Sunday, a 40%, partly cloudy with a high of only 86.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sunday night, 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, 64. Monday, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers, thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and 88. So I saw all this beginning Friday night, and this is what popped into my head. Okay. This reference right here, and it's going to be obscure for many of our audience, but not so much for some others.
Okay.
Look, I want to see other people. I just need some space. We can still be friends. See ya.
The way to cool down is clear. 7-Up.
It's so good coming down. Rain on me. Let it pour. 7 Up.
Rain on me.
I've legitimately never heard that.
No, I remember that commercial from the 80s. Sorry, it wasn't louder. I couldn't
I
make it
gotta tell
louder.
you,
That was as loud as I could make
That's
it.
the problem with when you find old commercials on like YouTube and stuff. It's
Yeah.
always like super low volume because it was recorded like probably on a handy cam watching a CRT TV.
Probably.
Or off like a VCR. I don't believe I've ever seen more passion in your coming from that side of the board in my entire
The video
life.
folks may got a little.
Boy, hey, if ever there's an advertisement for watching us on video,
I reenacted that whole.
that was it right there, dude. Rain on me.
That commercial was stuck in my head
wow.
for a decade.
That was amazing.
And like when the rain come on, I get that commercial goes in my head. It was about the kid just wanting to 7-Up, and they got like the Michael Bolton-esque music. Rain on me. Speaking of Michael Bolton,
We need to sell our sugar water. Get Bolton on the phone.
speaking of Bolton, I saw a thing last night. I don't know how long this thing's been on,
Okay.
but I'm sadly disappointed in myself and oddly mesmerized at what I watched last night.
Okay.
Did you know? You remember the dating game? The dating game back in
Yeah.
the day, Chuck Woolery. Well, apparently they've unleashed a celebrity dating game with Zooey Deschanel, the host.
You know, I did see a commercial about this. I wasn't sure what I was watching though.
I watched it last night, and oh my goodness. It was a celebrity dating game, just like a la Chuck Woolery. It's celebrity dating game. Zooey Deschanel is the host.
Right.
And so celebrities are trying to get dates. They set them up with 3, different things. But Michael Bolton, they crowbarred in Michael Bolton. And and this is the part that I'm like, at first I'm like, why is Michael Bolton? First they just show him sitting here. Michael Bolton's just sitting there on the piano. And Zooey Deschanel's talking to the celebrity. It was Carson Kressley, the first celebrity.
The queer eye guy?
Yes. And then
Okay.
and then the second half was Iggy Azalea,
Okay.
the singer.
So it's celebrity dating game. No, I got it.
Wait,
Cool.
Do you think Brad Pitt's going to be showing up on the show?
I mean, you guys got Carson Kressley. Y'all couldn't even get the new queer eye guys. You can't give me old queer eye.
Yeah. So
Which sounds like a disease. I'm sorry.
So like Carson's a pretty charismatic guy,
Sure.
So he's sitting there in the chair. They got the host on the other side, and I don't know how these guys don't know who Carson Kressley. When you hear him talk, I mean, you're like, come on, man, that's Carson Kressley. But anyway, so like Carson
Bachelor number 1.
that's exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And so. But first, at the beginning, Zooey Deschanel's jamming, riff-raffing back and forth with Carson, and then it was all like, "Right, Michael?" And Michael's just sitting there by the piano, go, "Yeah, that's right." And I'm like, "Why is he here?" And then I figured out why.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
One's got to imagine he's sitting by the piano.
okay, yes.
Magic is about to occur.
So okay,
my
so they
gosh.
play like several rounds of celebrity dating game. Okay.
Okay.
And so, like, and so the celebrity's sitting there and is like, Bachelor number 1, who do you think I'm, part of the questions they say is, who do you think I am? And the people are kind of like, I think you're a fashion person. I mean, they really aren't cluing. One did, and then the one or two didn't. And Iggy Azalea, they had no idea. They even gave her,
They
I'm
could look at
Australia.
her. Yeah, they're looking at her and she, okay.
They're like,
Turn around. Oh, Iggy Azalea. No, I got it. Totally got it. I understand.
well, and the thing that made me laugh was she's like, I'm Australian, and they're like,
Nicole Kidman.
well, no, they weren't even doing that. They're like, Adele.
She's British.
I know.
Wow.
Which,
Dang.
the guys aren't the smart ones. But
Well,
anyway,
they're famous for being famous, not for being smart.
so here's where the magic of the Bolton comes in.
Okay.
So after like 2 rounds of this, they want to give the potential suitor, the dates, a clue on who the celebrity is. So Michael Bolton sings an 80s song parody of the singer's accomplishments, but it's to like different famous songs from the 80s. And the Carson Kressley one, at first I'm like, what? It's awesome. I was listening to it and I'm like, this is so, oh my God, this is cheese. Oh, you know what? This is beautiful. Carson Kressley he just sang a song to make Carson Kressley sound like an angel.
I'm literally making a judgment call right now. I said I was thinking I have to be Bolton to do country radio, but you know what? That audience can wait. I have to find this. I have to know.
And so I watched this last night, and I was so disappointed in myself, but oddly so satisfied with the entertainment value.
Michael Bolton's song for Iggy Azalea, the celebrity.
I would go. Okay, let's do that. That's fine.
Deserve some clues.
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
can you tell them a little something about our mystery celebrity?
No, I can't.
Oh,
But I can sing something.
Woo indeed, friends. Woo indeed.
listen closely.
Buckle up.
If you wake up and don't want to smile, if it takes just a little while, open your ears while her records play.
Tell him, Bolton.
She wraps things in a different way. Don't stop thinking about Australia. Don't stop, that is where she's from.
This is so bad. This is like the stuff that I sing in my car with my kids. Making
Fancy and blonde.
Fancy young blonde. Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, not many of those.
Oh, there's a second verse, everybody.
That's right.
And all about her chart-topping song.
Oh my god.
If her rhyme
This is so cringe.
sounds good to you, just think what a loving will do.
I am a father of two. I live in cringe, and this is making me so uncomfortable.
I love it.
She's here. She will have you working on the floor.
Oh, so
For Grammy noms. For Grammy
programming knobs. Can somebody get Michael Bolton on the phone and find out what went wrong?
And here's the part that you really can't appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the part you really can't appreciate unless you watch the show. Michael Bolton, almost the entire show, just sits there and stares at like a Madame Tussauds wax figure of himself on that piano bench. The whole show, except for when they like turn him on to sing a song.
All right, somebody activate Bolton.
And I loved every second of it. It was so
Well,
so.
for the record, I'm pretty sure it just premiered. So I'm because I literally saw a commercial for it like pop up on somebody else's YouTube, I think it was, or maybe it was like in between like I don't know, Peacock or something. But anyways, yeah. So it just premiered. I'm pretty sure you're brand new to it. My question is, does Michael Bolton have children? The reason I ask is because I'm pretty sure one of his kids has gotten into his ear over the past several years and just given him bad suggestions. Do you remember several years ago when he did a song with The Lonely Island about Captain Jack Sparrow?
No.
Really?
I don't recall this.
It was an SNL digital short with the the guys who did like Lazy Sunday.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
he like it was a whole surprise thing. And he's like Michael Bolton, and then he turns around. The crowd's like, oh my god! And here says the story of Captain Jack Sparrow. So I'm just like wondering if there's like a young child who's getting in his ear and it's like, Daddy, could you be on the SNL and maybe do a show with Zooey Deschanel?
You know,
It's varying levels of cringe.
well, I remember Bolton did a cameo on 2.5 Men. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
2.5. Well, this was back post Charlie Sheen and insert Ashton Kutcher. So it was the Kutcher
era.
The Kutcher John Cryer era. But the character Kutcher's character was going to propose to his girlfriend and all that. So, and he's a billionaire in the show.
Right.
So he literally hired Michael Bolton to serenade the moment. So he's going to propose, and there's Bolton hits him with the "Winner Man," and she says no, and Bolton's like, "Read the room, Bolton can't." But it was funny. But
this is just it. I love what he's doing to stay relevant. It's like his agent's hip and with it. You're killing your previous career, dude. It's like I can't literally go back and listen to "When I'm Back on My Feet Again" and not cringe because he literally just sang that about Fancy Young Blonde about Iggy Azalea to the tune of "Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow." I mean,
in all fairness, I think more people are making fun of Bolton's hair and stuff You
Well,
know,
yeah.
like I think that ship sailed. Like When the Man Low, all those songs that were swooning the women and ladies and all that, and then the 80s and 90s here.
Costner and Robin Hood, basically that era.
You know, I think when he got ridiculous with his hair and ridiculous some of that, I think that kind of knocked all those songs down a peg. So
True.
To be honest, his payday is probably hanging out with Zooey Deschanel.
There was
like a wooden Indian on the stage
There
there until
was
they got to
such-
crank him up to sing a song.
There was such a weird era where every human being, like every guy in entertainment, had to have a perm. It was like a requirement. Every single 80s to early 90s, every
And then he was going
singer-songwriter.
bald and trying to perm it up, and so all the hair clubs.
That's because of the perm. You probably lost your hair because you fried it.
When a man loves a woman,
I gotta go do country.
he gets a perm.
I gotta be Bolton to do country radio.
I haven't even done my break or
My
nothing yet,
Lord,
so.
Thank you.
I went down the rabbit hole.
Thank
It was. You're welcome. If you get really bored, listen to his Carson Kressley song. I think it's even better than the other one. All right, 7:26. We're gonna get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, your wrap-up day. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 900 head sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold $3 to $7 higher. Feeder cattle steady to $3 higher. Packer cows $1 to $3 lower. Packer bulls steady $1 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $201 to $211. 3 to 400 pound heifers $166 $168. 4 to 500 pound steers $179 $201. 4 to 500 pound heifers $157 $166. 5 to 600 pound steers $166 $179. 5 to 600 pound heifers $137 $50 $157. 6 700 pound steers $130 $166. 6 to 700 pound heifers $136 $137 $50. 7 800 pound steers not well tested on Monday. 7 800 pound heifers $122 $136. Packer cows $67 to $77. Canner and cutter cows $55 to $60.
If you get really bored,
Packer bulls
we're gonna
$102 to
continue around-
$106. Feeder bulls $75 to $82. The top half of the cow calf pairs $1,000 to $1,360 per pair. Top half of the bred cows $900 to $1,025 per head. No sale at RLA Monday, July the 5th. And we do appreciate the business. We'll talk to you next week. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
Are you looking for a new church home? Tabernacle Baptist Church in Roswell personally invites you to any one of their 4 services, with 3 on Sunday and 1 on Wednesday. Services are Sunday at 10 and 11 in the morning and 6 in the evening. On Wednesday evening, service is at 7. Tabernacle Baptist Church is across from DeBrenham Stadium in Roswell. The family at Tabernacle Baptist Church would love to have your family join them as they celebrate God. Come and grow together.
The Roswell Association of Realtors invites the Chavez County community to attend the Citizen of the Year Come and Go reception honoring the 2020 and 2021 Roswell Association of Realtors Citizen of the Year Barry Foster from 2020 and Larry Hobson from 2021. Held this Tuesday, June 22nd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, 131 West 2nd Street, located across from the Roswell Police Department. Come and share in the celebration of humanitarian Barry Foster and Larry Hobson and congratulate our honorees. This message brought to you by the Roswell Association of Realtors. Customizable office equipment is one stop away at PTS Office Systems. Of course, you and the business next door do different things, so you need different office equipment. PTS Office Systems has fully customizable office equipment in stock, waiting to be delivered to your business. Get fully customized office equipment to meet your office's specific needs. The day and age of one-size-fits-all office equipment is gone. Shop around at PTS Office Systems today at 217 North Main in downtown downtown Roswell. Want to make this Father's Day a little cooler? Every Saturday in June, Richland is giving away a handcrafted, one-of-a-kind American flag cooler. Yup, a brand new cooler every Saturday. Just head for either Richland Chevy on West 2nd or Richland Dodge at the Y and register. That's it. No purchase necessary. Just drop in and sign up. Richland wants to celebrate dads all month long, and the coolest way to say
Thanks, Daddy.
is with a brand new cooler. So stop in and sign up for a cool way to say
Happy Father's Day.
from Richland Motors. Ride for the brand.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:31. Hey, real quick before we move on with the frivolity.
Yes.
Goddard Rocket baseball fans. Of course, you might already be aware of this, but you got a playoff game against Miyamura today at 10 o'clock.
Yep, still going on.
That's going to be happening up in Miyamura. If you would like to check out that game and don't want to go to Gallup or the Four Corners area.
Miyamura area.
Yeah. We will have audio only of the radio broadcast on our video channel, ksvptv.com, and the Goddard Rocket channel. We can't bring softball. We're going to be picking up a feed from Gallup.
Yeah.
We're not going to put it on the radio because it starts at 10 o'clock this morning. Today's day 2 of the
Bucking.
Travis and Sexton show.
Yep.
Probably not the best time to preempt it for a baseball game.
No.
I know we got some fans here, but the big picture, so we're not going to put it on the radio, but we will have it at ksvptv.com or on our Facebook wall.
Yep.
It'll be an audio only, but it'll be set up like video. So you're just going to see a scoreboard. Tanner's going to be picking up a radio feed and going through there. But that'll be at 10 o'clock this morning, beginning at 10 a.m. I'll try to do some scoring updates and put them on the radio here during the commercial breaks and things while that's going on. But if you'd like to listen to the broadcast, again, it'll be from our Sammy C and their group of radio stations up there in the Four Corners area.
Yep.
They're going to be bringing the game for us here. If you ever when you're up in the Four Corners area and catch some of their stations, they do some of their games in Navajo.
Which is, wow.
And I know I don't understand a bit of Navajo, but as a radio guy watching and hearing a radio broadcast in Navajo, it's a delight for me to listen to, and it's impressive and pretty cool. So.
It's one of those things where it's like I know it sounds kind of like I'm naive or I don't know what but to see someone talking or hear someone talking like in our style of speech, in a language that I literally have never heard before, or doesn't seem to me like it's like a sensible language like that I would understand.
Sure.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's real hard for me to kind of wrap around.
I think it's hard for us to wrap around the fact that they can have a whole spoken language but no written form of it. And that's hard for us to wrap our head around for everyone that doesn't do that. And so, but it's pretty cool. Now, don't worry. The broadcast that we're going to get is not in Navajo.
We're pretty sure we're giving you the English. Although, Tanner, if that does happen, let it ride. Let it ride, okay? Just let it ride.
I want to see him update the scoreboard, though. That's going to be the impressive part.
That would be great.
Like, how did he know that was a ball or a strike?
How did you get the question mark up on the scoreboard?
Yeah.
Tanner? That's the question.
Yeah, and it's not. There's no video available because it's playoff baseball, and so we and all that. But and unfortunately, the softball, there's no one covering that game, the Silver area. So and we just don't have the ability to get anybody out there for that. So
we have a finite team.
But and then of course for Artesia fans on the radio, you can check out their games at 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. They got softball and baseball games today at those times. Playoff baseball. You'll hear both those games on the radio. It's a little different in Artesia. They one school town versus a multiple school town. They don't mind covering up things for Artesia Bulldog Sports. Here's a little bit different because we got multiple schools, and well, let's face it, we don't. Anytime you live in a town that's one school, everybody rallies around it. Where it's a little different.
There's a real easy way to say this. You just say, "You've been to Artesia, right?"
But if you're an Artesia fan and you're like, I want to listen to Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, well, get on our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM app. We'll have it here. If you can pick us up, Artesia 106.5 gets a little. They usually turn over to our AM at that point in Artesia station, but you can kind of pick us up there too. But you can get on the app, which you can have on your phone or wherever you do that stuff, anytime. But gotta rock it, baseball fans. You will be able to check it out, ksvptv.com. It's audio only. There's not going to be any video, and it's going to be from one of our Sammy C. Gallup stations up there. Going to be calling the game, and we'll have Tanner on the ones and twos doing the updating the scoreboard and all that stuff for you. So, but that'll begin at 10 o'clock today, right? So at the conclusion of this show, matter of fact, he's going to use the computer that y'all are watching my ugly mug on right now. He's going to be doing a little switcheroo and like right at 10 o'clock to get us off and get them on. So
boom, boom. Yep. Hardest working man in video production. Tanner.
That's right. All right. Since I threw at you the one thing in my head with the 7-Up.
It needs to be brought up real quick.
Yeah, yes. Wrap up our celebrity dating game conversation.
I will be. First of all, this show better get picked up for a second season. If it doesn't, I'll be furious.
It's riveting, isn't it?
I'm amazed. So in between the Iggy Azalea, and I'm guessing Carson was number 2.
Carson was the first one, actually.
So
the way they did it on the show, they played that one first.
Okay.
I think the show's only a half hour, but they did it as an hour last night.
Somewhere, I'm guessing that the Presley was maybe the second one they filmed or produced, put together, because somewhere along the line they figured out, okay, Michael Bolton's kind of hard to understand when he's singing other people's songs in parody lyrics.
Yeah.
So they added the lyrics along with a bouncing ball so you can keep up. I know this because Carson Kressley's to the tune of Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, by the way. Which,
yes.
Woof.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I might even have
it was magical. Don't downplay it. It was magical.
Even ride a horse with you. You see him on Drag Race too. Yeah.
might ride a horse with you. You see him on Drag Race too.
Was I wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, and you don't want to miss a thing. You know his big show queer eye.
Pretty good hint too.
You don't want to miss first time eat this designer, baby. No, he ain't gonna miss a thing. 'Cause every style you're dreaming of is acting fashionistas got. You can't miss him, baby. And you don't want to miss a thing.
Carson was crying after that. He made the man weep.
I mean, it is Michael Bolton.
He made the man
weep. You
weep.
get serenaded by a Bolton. There's only so much you can take.
But here's the part. And this is the part you
ride
missed.
a horse with you. That lyric is going to be stuck in my head all day today.
But here's the part you got to watch the show to understand. You're hearing the best part of Bolton.
Right.
Like that's why they put Bolton on the show.
Right.
They're trying to tie him into the rest of the show, and it's awful. Because Deschanel, they're trying to crack a joke, and then there's Carson. They're all witty, and then it was like, "What do you think about that, Michael?" And he's like, "Yeah." And you're just like,
that's what's so amazing about this show is it feels like everything has just been stuffed into a shoebox.
Yeah.
And like, okay, here you go. It's like we've got all these celebrities, we've got all this pent up energy after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrity Day. Yeah, this is magic.
Oh yeah,
this is wonderful.
It's on
ABC, so I'm gonna have to.
It's on Monday nights, 9:00 on ABC. That's where I stumbled upon it.
Because I just picture as soon as he's done singing, he just back to the corner, gonna go eat saltines and drink water.
He literally, they prop him up on the bench there. That he turns around to stare at the audience, and he stares at, and he's got so much plastic surgery and whatnot. He literally looks like the Madame Tussauds version of himself, sitting up there on the thing, and they're just like, "What do you think, Michael? Huh? Yeah."
Oh no! You know what they really
all right, Michael, time to sing, and he spins around and he belts that thing out.
In between his songs, his magic, in between the magic act, He just needs to strike a random Madame Tussauds pose. Or
yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, put him in the park and put a hat for some tips.
Yeah,
he's the Frozen guy.
Just shows up one day painted silver. What do you think of that, Michael?
He's the robot from the European road trip.
Opens mouth, shows shiny or shows glowing teeth.
I wish I knew French. It'd be so much funnier. But all right, real quick, I got to do this because, and I'm pretty sure this is a product of being stuck in the car with my wife while 80 songs played at very.
She picked most of the road trip music?
Parts of the trips. Yeah,
happy wife, happy life.
But this song has been stuck in my head ever since it creeped upon my lexicon. I mean, I've known the song for years.
Sure.
But it played and got in the earworm. And it's got a long intro, so we got time before you'll get to a point where
I think I already know
you
what this is.
may recognize it. No, it's not I Want My MTV.
Oh, okay.
I know, that's it. That is where it's going to turn on you. And this is not even his. It was a big hit, but it's not his big hit. The video is so 80s, by the way. If you can't tell by the music.
Oh, yeah. I'm picturing smoke machines, a lot of purple.
Actually, I'm looking at a guy in a wizard's outfit riding a horse on the beach. Oh, I swear I am. Might be. Oh, now it's a lizard guy riding. You recognize it? If I gave you the artist, would that help you?
Probably.
It's One Billy Ocean.
This is not his video.
Not recognizing it? Lover boy. This song has been stuck in my head since last week. This earworm. And now that I'm seeing the video for the first time, it is horrifying. There's like it's like Land of the Lost meets Thriller meets Star Wars. I'm serious. This is way out there, man.
What state were you listening to? Deep tracks or something? Because this is.
I think it was like
when
80s on 8 or something.
This is not where I go.
This is Billy Ocean. This is.
I go. Get out of my dreams. Get out of my car.
Yeah, that's where everybody goes.
Right.
If you're a real ocean guy.
Oh, okay.
This is.
How deep are you? How deep ocean are you?
These are the treasures you find when you dig a little deeper in the ocean. Know what I'm saying?
You're gonna break out some Bay City rollers next.
You scuba dive a little deeper in that ocean water. You get a little of this.
A little deeper in that ocean. Sometimes you gotta go a little under the surface of the ocean.
Wanna be sorry, Tanner, I'm gonna flag us all up over this.
Yeah, totally. I would argue that we just need to have just 80s power ballads playing at our show at all times. Just make it completely unfacebookable.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is he's probably not going to put this segment up on Facebook anyways.
Put it this way, Billy Ocean made much money off these songs. That's why you don't hear from him today. He's probably sitting on an island in the ocean. He's
floating on lover money.
We're on Lover Boy and Get Out of My Dreams and Into My Car. He made a bunch of money off those songs. He probably has disappeared.
I'm assuming he's touring county fairs.
I almost wonder, was this...
Ooh, that bridge work, though. No.
Was this song like a song for...
a movie, maybe?
Yeah, I'm thinking like...
it feels like Bat Dance by Prince or something, you know?
Well, be honest, the video looks like... Yeah, they're trying to do Star Wars in this. It's a Star Wars spoof. He's kind of going with the Lando Calrissian outfit on.
This song was like written for Spaceballs or something. Oh, let's see.
Because when I think of space, I think of Lover Boy.
This is very obscure.
The video's trying to look so 80s MTV. With like these.
Lover Boy.
Yeah, you gotta watch the video.
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
I don't think I've ever seen the video for this.
Wow,
I'm watching it. I'm like,
this song actually reached number 2 on the Hot 100.
It was a big song.
Just behind "Careless Whisper" by Wham.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a big weekend in
I was alive, and this was my kid years, man.
This is why I hadn't heard the song, by the way. Came out in 1984. So did I.
Well, I was 11 and rocking this. I was 11-year-old going, "Wanna be your lover."
Right before you went out to play some hockey.
That's right. Mom,
your mom comes in. Mom! I told you not right now.
Wow, watch the video to get a chance. It's delightful.
I'm intrigued.
All right, it is 7:45. Let's pause for some news.
Oh, great.
It's stuck in his head. Welcome to my head. The rest of the week, he's got that in his head. All right, 7:45, and hopefully a bunch of you. I wanted to share that pain. 7:45, here is your news and your Kim Commando update. Quick break, we'll be back.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A traffic alert for you in Roswell today. Various lane closures taking place along downtown Main Street between 4th and 1st Streets from today until July 1st as crews make sidewalk repairs. They're also replacing some benches. Main Street access to some side streets could also be closed at times. The closures are necessary to provide room for vehicles and equipment needed for the work, and the work is expected to be performed only on weekdays. Also in traffic, dangerous driving conditions were reported for much of the day Monday. Chavez County Sheriff Office reported some pictures and video on their Facebook page that showed the blowing dust and dirt. Due to the high wind, brownout conditions were reported all across Chavez County and others, especially on Highway 285 North, where there was a bad accident. The Sheriff's Office asking you to please pull over and take a break if brownout conditions persist. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
If you have a Samsung smartphone, Kim Commando with news about the phone's pre-installed apps that are spying on you. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Samsung phones come from the factory with several pre-installed apps. These apps were designed for Samsung by a mobile security company. But the apps contain software problems that could give the apps access to your contacts and all your calls and text messages. Worse, cyber criminals worldwide know of these defects and can easily install malicious apps that could change your phone's default settings. Samsung is making this worse because it refuses to say exactly which smartphone models have the defective apps. To be safe, you have to assume that your phone is spying on you. Update your Samsung operating system right away. System updates are done through the phone settings icon. By the way, always make sure that you have the latest operating system. Get more tech news 24/7 at commando.com.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Whew. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. NetSuite's offering a one-of-a-kind special financing program for those ready to graduate today. Head to netsuite.com/Kim right now. netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're on the dry side of a stationary front that's over central New Mexico, and that means sunshine for us today, but we will stay below 100. We'll be in the low to mid-90s and a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight, partly cloudy, lows near 70, and then the heat gets turned up tomorrow with highs around 105 across the whole area and sunshine, low 100s Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Southeastern New Mexico Sports Report. What a big day yesterday for Jackson Hicks from New Mexico Military Institute. It was the state golf championships, and this year it's a one-round event. But Jackson yesterday at state was one shot better than anybody else, and he claims the state championship in Class 3A, shooting a 75. He was one stroke better than second place, J.J. Avery from Socorro. Meanwhile, Peyton Jaden Jones had a pretty good round of golf over in the Class 5A tournament. He finishes 4 shots back of the lead with a 71. He ties for third in Class 5A boys. And in Class 4A girls, Jaden Ware from Goddard finishes tied for fourth individually. Goddard as a team finished third in those standings at the end of the day. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at 92.9 The Brand.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Airline flight attendants and pilots are calling for the U.S. Department of Justice to prosecute unruly and violent passengers. In a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland on Monday, unions for pilots and flight crews cited a substantial increase and growing escalation of passengers' unruly and disruptive behavior. An oil refinery in the U.S. Virgin Islands that contaminated the environment in a series of events that forced schools to close and sickened dozens of residents announced Monday that it would remain shut down indefinitely. Lime Tree Bay Energy said it would also lay off more than 270 workers. On Wall Street, stocks rebounded. The Dow rose 586 points to 33,876. The Nasdaq gained 110, closing at 14,141. And the S&P 500 rose 58 points to 4,224. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When you need an oil change, but you don't want to sit at the shop all day, call Nazca Quick Lube. They're new to town. And what makes them unique is that they come to you. As your car is parked at work or wherever, they will change the oil and provide a tire rotation and restore your headlights, so you don't have to spend hours sitting at the shop. Call 808-9134. That's 808-9134. Nazca Quick Lube. Let their quality service come to you.
Are you looking for a new church home? Tabernacle Baptist Church in Roswell personally invites you to any one of their 4 services, with 3 on Sunday and 1 on Wednesday. Services are Sunday at 10 and 11 in the morning and 6 in the evening. On Wednesday evening, service is at 7. Tabernacle Baptist Church is across from DeBrenham Stadium in Roswell. The family at Tabernacle Baptist Church would love to have your family join them as they celebrate God. Come and grow together.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
Travis Hicks, Richland Auto Group. I'm here at Richland Chevrolet and Richland Dodge, living and working through some unprecedented times in my business and in our country. Even though it appears our lots are virtually empty, we're still selling new Chevys, GMCs, Buicks, Cadillacs, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. They're just selling right off the truck. Keep an eye on our websites. You can find them by Googling Richland Motors Roswell, as they show incoming inventory up to a few weeks out. Also, there hasn't been a better time to sell or trade your car in my whole career. Anemic new car inventories make the value of your car higher than ever. We've recently been able to give people who purchased their vehicles as far back as 2018 as much now as they paid then. Let me say it again. The car you bought as far back as 2018 could be worth as much as you paid for it then. And the best news is that our governor's color designation doesn't change the value of your trade. Freedom, trading at Richland. Just another reason to do business with Richland, where service is now job one.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell introduced the original cookies and cream ice cream. So every time you dig into that familiar creamy vanilla ice cream that's loaded with chunks of chocolate cream cookies, you can say thanks. You're more than welcome.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Smokey's Country Market in Capitan and all Farmers Country Markets.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:50, closing on 7:55. Stay tuned next hour. In the back half of the hour, we're going to have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office join us, give us an update on what they've got going on there. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we will have Ellie Rodriguez from CMG Financial join us here. But
I got like 30 seconds. Hit me.
All right. So they're all like, I only know the Get Out of My Dreams Billy Ocean song. I'd like to present to you another popular Billy Ocean song from our time frame. And here it is. Oh, go ahead.
The tough get going.
Remember this song?
Yeah. Tough get rough. This is Billy Ocean? The tough get rough.
It is indeed, sir.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I know this song.
Yeah, Billy Ocean was a big deal in the 80s. Y'all don't get it. The man was a big deal. They just don't get it. It's a Billy Ocean Tuesday here at Mornings with Mike Winters. We're Billy Ocean. Really? You got the video of that?
When the gun gets tough.
Yeah.
The tough get going.
Billy Ocean.
I'm gonna get myself across the river.
Yeah.
That's the price I'm willing to pay.
All right. So while that's going, we got a few minutes. While we got the sweet stylings of Billy Ocean, when the going gets tough, you need to get to Zia Guns USA here in Roswell, huh? You like that? Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They've got you covered if you're looking to sell guns. Oh boy, howdy! They've got cash on hand in the store, and they are ready to take care of you. Also, they've got great items in stock right now. They've got the Rossi 22 caliber rifles. They're in stock and on sale now. Only $149 while supplies last. Also, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell is your full-line Tacticam dealer. The same ones seen on hunting shows worldwide. They've got new shipments of Benchmade knives and case knives at Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. Also, they got a new shipment of knives by brands you know and love, like Case and, of course, Benchmade. They've got also, if you're looking for coffee, well, if you ever tried Black Rifle coffee, for you coffee drinkers, I'm not one, but every coffee drinker I know that's had Black Rifle coffee, give it 12 thumbs up. And they've got it. They've got the full line available there at Zia Guns. Also, they carry the Dr. Squatch. They are your only authorized Dr. Squatch retailer for the region. If you've seen some of their soaps online, I've seen them on Facebook. That's where I saw the ads on Facebook. For soap for men, and since they're manly, and it's actually pretty cool. Every time they show the commercial, I want to touch it and whittle it, but you can't do that online. But you can, well, maybe not whittle it, but you can check it out and smell it and see it and everything there. When you buy it and then take it home, and you can get you one of those Benchmade knives, and you can whittle. I kind of want to do that, but Zia Guns, they got everything you need to do that too. Seriously, if you're looking for anything when it comes to guns and accessories, they've got you covered. If you're selling guns, they're buying guns, trade in, trade up. They're buying entire gun collections. They're offering cash on hand. They're really taking care of folks. They are open every day except Saturdays. They're open Sundays, but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should too. Stop on by Zia Guns USA here in Roswell, 1907 North Main. Come on by. They got you covered. All right. We got about a minute left here before we get into next hour. Real quick, if folks want to give the gift of life and donate blood, you got one more opportunity in Roswell this week. It will be on Thursday, June 24th. They're going to be at Grace Community Church there in the foyer from 10 a.m. to 2:30. Call or text Stephanie with Vitalent at 575-840-8178 to get an appointment for that one. For folks in Artesia, they're going to be at Hotel Artesia on Friday from 1:30 to 5:30, and then in Carlsbad at the Mennonite Church there in the Fellowship Hall on Saturday from 10:30 to 2:30. Again, call or text Stephanie to get an appointment, 575-840-8178. Don't forget, wear a mask when you do donate blood. I know we're getting to the point where people don't wear them anymore and all that, and I get it, but they do ask if you do donate blood to please do so there. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
This hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A showdown shaping up in the Senate. It's expected to come to a head later today. At issue is a Democrat election reform bill. Republicans like Senator John Cornyn say it's nothing more than an attempted power grab by the Democrats, a solution in search of a problem.
There is no voter suppression crisis, certainly not a systemic one. And if there is a problem with suppressing minority votes, there is authority available under the Voting Rights Act for the Attorney General appointed by Joe Biden and confirmed by the Senate to be able to go after them.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell calls it a disastrous proposal, one that will get no quarter in the Senate. Republicans are expected to successfully block the proposal from advancing. Wall Street will be watching closely today as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell heads Capitol Hill to testify before a congressional panel.
Powell will say the economy's growth as the nation emerges from the pandemic has notably fueled inflation in recent months, but he believes it will prove temporary. Powell attributes it to several factors, including higher gas prices and rapid increases in consumer spending. At a meeting of the Fed's policymaking committee last week, officials indicated they may raise the Fed's benchmark interest rate twice in 2023. In March, central bank officials said no rate hike was expected until after 2023. Mike Gracia, Washington.
Republican legislation that would penalize localities that try to defund the police goes to a vote today in the Wisconsin State Assembly. The bill has already passed the state Senate. If it clears the Assembly, Governor Tony Evers is expected to veto the bill. Watching Wall Street this hour, stocks in the red right now. The Dow is down about 100 points. NASDAQ Composite Index off 14, and the S&P is down 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynovite, I started seeing great improvements. And today, 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he has zero issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Security forces in Myanmar have fought a pitched battle with the local militia in Mandalay. The military says its soldiers were met with small arms fire and grenades as they tried to raid a house. And 4 civilians were killed, 8 others arrested.
The People's Defence Forces were set up last month to form the armed wing of a new underground parallel government in Myanmar. Until today, their opposition to the country's military leadership had been limited to fighting in rural areas or small towns. But this time, it was urban clashes in the middle of Myanmar's second biggest city. According to local reports, military junta troops surrounded a boarding school being used as a base by the militia. The response was an exchange of gunfire and unconfirmed reports of casualties. It marks a new stage of resistance to this year's coup.
And that's BBC correspondent Nick Marsh reporting. News and analysis at townhall.com. In a bid to compete with emerging rivals, Facebook launching podcasts and live audio streams in the U.S.
Facebook says it is allowing public figures with verified accounts to start live audio rooms and invite anyone else to speak. Some podcasts and live audio have been an outlet for racism, misinformation, and extremist material. Live audio is particularly difficult to moderate compared with traditional social media posts. Facebook says its rules on abuse apply to live audio and podcasts, and anyone can report offending material.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Responding to a public outcry, a New Jersey school board reversing a decision to replace the names of holidays on the school calendar with the phrase day off. The Randolph Board of Education voting 8-1 to restore the names of the holidays on the calendar. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's a Billy Ocean Tuesday, apparently.
Ocean days.
If I can't get to the ocean, I'll bring the ocean to you. What's up?
I honestly think this is just Mike being excited to be back in music radio for just a second.
Just to say, it is kind of fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Front selling is like one of my favorite things. When you hit the post, it's like, it just feels so good.
Yeah. I used to do that goof around many moons ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so out of touch in music, though. I don't know if I could hit posts anymore. Because you have to know the song, really.
It helps. It helps to know the song. It also helps to know the style, because cold opens have gotten me on so many occasions.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's so easy to cheat in today's world doing that with the way technology is. They've got countdowns to tell them and all that.
Talk time countdowns. They also, the other thing is I've heard many people manipulate opens to music to extend them.
Yeah,
to add an extra 8 bar.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of not as special as it was.
But when it's organic, like when you do it like just kind of organically in the wild, like it happens every now and again over on the brand. But when it does, boy, it feels good.
If you ever get bored, I wish I could tell you exactly what to look up, but there's like a YouTube video of like a music DJ like doing just like a 10-15 minute shift on his show, and this guy looks like he's running a marathon. He's just going back and forth. He's tape delaying his record, and he's back timing the song, and then he comes back and to watch this guy go,
I believe.
I wish I'd tell you what to look up for. It's like DJ doing show, but it was like a radio. It was. I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember any of that stuff.
If you've ever watched, okay, I'll give you a great example.
The guy was probably, like he just did a full set at the gym.
Well, this is the thing, and this is why I've always had so much respect for like old radio.
Yeah.
Because of what all went. Like I've watched the Grease Man produce a spot. Like there's a famous commercial that he did for, I think it was like some like award show, and it was the frustrations that a production person goes through in a radio station when sales.
I kind of remember that video.
It's a super, and if you've ever worked in radio or worked with sales, it makes so much sense, because the sales person's always coming back with one more thing.
Yeah.
By the way, the client played it for his aunt, and she wants to know why you didn't mention that the company is family owned and operated. And basically, it's him losing his mind. But to watch early producing of radio spots, the way it's done, like all in one, all live.
Was he doing a reel to reel and all that?
Yeah, he was like popping out carts and like turning up faders. It was insane. I'll find the video and throw it up over on the Facebook page.
Yeah, but that's a good video though, and it was one of a DJ. But check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I'm gonna see now. Here's what's going on now because we had our folks here not realize that Billy Ocean was a kind of a big deal. Sean was listen, well, there's that one song, and then this other song. I'm like, oh.
I knew he was a big deal, okay?
Oh. Let me.
I used to think that love was just a fairy tale. Until that first hello. Until that first smile.
Couples only skate.
Slowing it down a little bit for you folks today.
Couples only on the rink.
But to get to the chorus, and you'd be like, oh.
This sounds real like
this love is everlasting.
Sergio Mendes almost.
I think Lionel Richie stole his thunder a little bit.
Holy moly. Life has new meaning for me.
God bless Billy Ocean.
There is beauty up above and things I never take notice of. And suddenly you're in love. I did not know this was Billy Ocean. I had no idea. Now, wait, really? Come on, hold on.
Never sleep on Billy Ocean.
That's right, I forgot about
ever
this
again.
That's right.
Never sleep on Billy Ocean.
I think you might need some help, Mike. Me? Although I know more of this than I should.
Do I need help?
You know the songs. I know the lyrics. That's the sad thing. Hold on. Cause she wasn't clean. In the blink of an eye, I knew a number in her name. Yeah. I know way more of this than I should.
She said I was the tiger she wanted to tame.
Caribbean queen. Now we're sharing the same dream.
Come on now.
And our hearts. See, it sounds like this, but I wish I was still a smoker so I could break out the lighter.
I hope there's a bunch of like.
No more love on the run.
I hope there's a bunch of like 18-year-olds. I don't know why they'd be listening right now or at all. But
our target demo.
But I'm hoping like it's like those YouTube videos when they hear songs for the first time and they think like Billie Eilish and all these other people are like created something new that we never heard before. And I'm like, come on, dude. Y'all aren't even on this earth yet, and they were doing this stuff.
I know that some of those are trolls, but when I read stuff like, I don't know who this Paul McCartney is, that Kanye West going to make him famous. All right. And by the way, I reminded Mike this before we got on. This is all on my YouTube, so he is just destroying my algorithm.
Hey, send your requests. I'll blow up. I'll blow up his YouTube even more.
Why am I getting recommendations? What happened? In fairness, you're just washing out the dreck.
And I didn't get out of my dreams.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, you didn't even get to the hit.
I didn't get to the
but you were just playing all the others.
Other hits that no one knew they were hits.
God, he had some range. I literally when I heard Suddenly, I had no idea that was him.
Like
Suddenly, that's the one that's gonna be stuck in my head all day.
Like I got a feeling Lionel Richie kind of overshadowed Billy Ocean a little bit in the 80s. And, and I think that's part of it.
You think Lionel maybe like stole Billy Ocean's stroke? Like you think that?
I wouldn't go that far, because let's face it, Lionel was more in the lover world.
True.
And Billy Ocean was more in the pop world.
In fairness, he was also making his name in the Commodores at that point.
Yeah, but so Billy's a little more hip. Where he had the Suddenlies and those love ballads, and that was very much in the wheelhouse of the Lionel Richie.
I don't know for a fact, but why do I just imagine that Billy Ocean has an album cover where he's standing in front of like a bridge in front of a car?
See, I would say
maybe
that
like leaning on the hood.
When Lionel Richie's dancing on the ceiling, he's cutting into Billy Ocean world there.
That's okay. Yeah, I would give you that. Now, in fairness, though, Billy Ocean doesn't have his own pose because everybody knows the Lionel. You lay it on one side. One knee up.
Yeah, well, Billy Ocean didn't have time to work on a pose.
He didn't have time to pose.
He was too busy cranking out hits.
He was busy making hits. He was adding zeros to his bank account.
I mean, I'm telling you, we ain't heard from Billy Ocean in 20 years. You know why? Because the man's living on all these hits.
Oh, it's because he's on the Poughkeepsie County Fair tour circuit.
He doesn't have to. I don't even know if he's doing that. I think Billy Ocean is literally, no salt on the rim. I said no salt. He's on
I said no salt. Wow. A Milton reference.
I believe that's where Billy Ocean's at. And don't ruin my fantasy if he's not.
I know. Let's see. Billy Ocean. Oh, I just got a request, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. Give me some Metallica. Coming from, I believe, our own Elizabeth, actually.
Oh.
Let's see. No, Sunday, August 22nd. You can catch him in Margate, United Kingdom at the Dreamland Margate.
Oh, he's doing the United Kingdom.
He's doing a UK tour right now.
I don't think Americans appreciate him.
He'll be in Ipswich on Saturday, October 23rd, so get your tickets now. Wow.
All right, maybe the plan didn't go as I'd hoped.
Oh, it looks so... Oh, man. He looks like...
He look old?
Yeah.
The guy's probably, in his 70s?
He looks like Morgan Freeman doing a character.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm oddly intrigued.
I'll pull it up in the break.
Now I want to see him sing Caribbean Queen or any of those songs like today.
Let's see. Let me pull up a current image. Okay, well, that was just a bad image. That was just a bad picture.
Oh, he's got dreads going.
Yeah, yeah, he's rocking.
Oh, wow.
He's rocking the actual Caribbean King look.
You know what? I think he's more handsome now than he was back in the 80s.
He could pull off a George Clinton if he wanted to.
He could
a couple of purple dreads.
You know what he could be? For all you Walking Dead fans, like if they ever wrote in a thing where King Ezekiel had a dad roll in, Billy Ocean, call him up. I know King Ezekiel's dying of cancer. Sorry, spoiler if you haven't been caught up on Walking Dead in a while.
Dang.
But Billy Ocean kind of looks like King Ezekiel's dad now.
Huh?
With the dreads and everything and the beard.
No, he would, he'd probably make an appearance, but he's too busy touring the UK. Playing the hit. I was going to say playing the hit, but yeah, playing the hits. The guy's got some jams.
Well,
far be it for me to take away from a man's career.
Well, Billy Ocean, right? I was going to do you keep listening and suddenly you're in love.
Music has new meaning.
I needed to get the Michael Bolton out of my mouth, and Billy Ocean just was a nice little palate cleanser.
Billy Ocean is a good aperitif. A nice amuse-bouche.
That's right. All right, 8:16. We do have guests coming later, I promise. Here's your weather. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Do Right Roofing. For a free estimate, give Do Right Roofing a call today. 623-2273. That's 623-2273.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're on the dry side of a stationary front that's over central New Mexico, and that means sunshine for us today, but we will stay below 100. We'll be in the low to mid-90s and a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight, partly cloudy, lows near 70, and then the heat gets turned up tomorrow with highs around 105 across the whole area and sunshine, low 100s Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70. Still 70? Yeah, still holding right at 70 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 47%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. Not as warm as it's going to be tomorrow, but warmer than yesterday. That's what we'll call today. Mostly cloudy this morning, but this will burn off and the sun will come out. Expect a high of 95 today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 71 degrees and south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Back into the hundreds, 105 tomorrow with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 73, south winds 5 to 15. Thursday, sunny, 102, so still hot. South winds 5 to 10. Friday, sunny, 104 is hot. But Friday evening is where it changes a little bit better here. So Friday night, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 71. Saturday, we're looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy. Highs in the low 90s, 93 on Saturday, so that's a little more pleasant. Saturday night, we're looking at a 50% chance at rain showers, mostly cloudy, and 67. Sunday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and 86. Sunday night, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, and 64. And then Monday, when you head back to it, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, high of 88. So, yes, we got to get through a little hot wedge here, but things will cool down and maybe some more moisture on the other side. I know some people probably, after the flooding and all that, we're tired. We need this moisture. We don't need it all one day, but they can space it out. That'll help us out a little bit there. So, all right, it is 8:19. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side, chat for a little bit. We're going to have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office join us here about 8:40 or so. So don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue, not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control is committed to providing the most modern pest control management solutions for homes and businesses. Bob Reed can handle every aspect of pest control, from general insects to trees, shrubs, yard treatments, and commercial weed control. They're the only authorized Centricon termite elimination system operator in southeastern New Mexico. No job is too big or too small. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today. Southeastern New Mexico's pest management professionals, 623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $799, and our number one selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $999. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they're gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell introduced the original cookies and cream ice cream. So every time you dig into that familiar creamy vanilla ice cream that's loaded with chunks of chocolate cream cookies, you can say thanks. You're more than welcome.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Smokey's Country Market in Capitan and all Farmers Country Markets.
Customizable office equipment is one stop away at PTS Office Systems. Of course, you and the business next door do different things, so you need different office equipment. PTS Office Systems has fully customizable office equipment in stock, waiting to be delivered to your business. Get fully customized office equipment to meet your office's specific needs. The day and age of one-size-fits-all office equipment is gone. Shop around at PTS Office Systems today at 217 North Main in downtown Roswell.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:25. We'll have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office drop by here in just a little bit. Hey, Goddard Rocket baseball fans. Of course, they got a playoff matchup. They travel up to the Four Corners area to take on Miramura. That game is at 10 o'clock today. We're not going to have it on the radio because it is day 2 of the Travis and Sexton show. We're not going to override that for the baseball game. However, we can't do video because it's a playoff game. So what we've got set up for folks that would like to check out the ball game at 10 o'clock this morning, if you go to ksvptv.com into the Goddard Rockets video channel there, or our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM Facebook wall, you go to either location. At 10 o'clock, we're going to have an audio-only broadcast on their stream there of the Goddard game versus Miramura. It will be called by the folks up there in the Four Corners, Sammy C and his sports group. They got 4, I believe it's 4 radio stations up there in the Four Corners area. And they're going to be calling the game for us there. So we'll have that. So it'll be audio. And as a matter of fact, after the show today, Tanner's going to, the computer that folks are watching us right now on, as soon as the show ends at 10, he's going to flip over that and set it up, and right away you have it available to check out the Goddard Miramura game. That'll be about 10 o'clock right after the show here, ksvptv.com or our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. We'll have that for you. Artesia Bulldog fans, we've got softball and baseball playoff matchups at 9 o'clock this morning, and then again at 5 o'clock. I think it's softball this morning and baseball at 5 today. I could have that reversed. Don't quote me. But you can catch both of those games on our sister station, 990 AM or 93.7 FM KSVP, and of course audio at ksvptv.com in the Bulldog channel there as well. So, but that'll be a radio on there. But so folks in Artesia, they're going to miss the Travis and Sexton. It's day 2 show, but you can pick it up on our station here or on our 106.5 app through there. Artesia's a little bit different. One school town, they don't get, actually they get angry if you don't put Bulldog Sports on the radio there. Here it's a little bit different since we have multiple schools and things, and more people come to listen to our talk content than our sports content. So we put that on the video there to allow that for folks to have both. So that's what we got going on there. But that's 10 o'clock today when that gets underway. All right, I'm done talking about Billy Ocean, but I am going to talk about something I've been watching. And I talked about this a little bit, but I saw the latest episode last night on, if you get Vice Channel, it's one of those, I'm not a fan of their news or any of that because it's just way jaded liberal stuff. But But they do a lot of great documentaries on there. Dark Side of, if you're a wrestling fan, Dark Side of the Ring. They've got a Dark Side of Football now one. They're actually doing, I saw a commercial last night during the show, Dark Side of the 90s. That's the next, same people that do the wrestling and all that. They're doing the Dark Side of the 90s. But what I've been watching is this investigative series they have, documentary. Very similar to what you'd watch on Netflix or any of these others, like your crime drama ones. But they produced a documentary series called I, Sniper. And it is basically the story of the DC sniper that happened there in the early 2000s. I was already here in New Mexico and all that at this point, so I had family there and obviously concerned, but I followed that story probably a little bit closer than most people would around here. The DC sniper story, yes. So I've been watching the I, Sniper series on Vice, which they had the new episode last night. And this is the part that, and so I think there's only one, maybe two episodes left before I've got them all.
Right. I
think maybe, I don't know if the finale's next week or the week after, but last night they were at the point where they caught him. They caught the DC snipers and all that.
Gotcha.
This is the part that blows my mind. The way that the documentary's done, Lee Malvo, which is the younger, for folks that remember, there's John Muhammad,
right,
and then there was the who was a teenager at the time, Lee Malvo, and they're the two that went around. Lee Malvo was actually the trigger. He's a kid. He's 17 or at the time, or 16, whatever he was.
Right.
He's a kid. But he's in jail now. Muhammad, I think, was executed. But so he's the one telling the story. I mean, it's all like his audio through the jail and pictures that he's driven and drawn. The kids, obviously, he's messed up.
Well, yeah.
But John Muhammad messed him up. He was messed up. I mean, it's all he's right where he's supposed to be, but that kid,
he was impressionable and he was impressed upon.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not. He's right where he's supposed to be. But anyway. This is the part that just kind of blew my mind. So the whole point of John Muhammad's deal was to invoke fear and to kind of create power and get power. You know what I mean? You have the whole world in turmoil. If they didn't catch him when he did, the next phase of this thing was gonna get ugly.
Really?
The first 30 days were supposed to be of terror, to go around and do what they were doing. And then after that, they were going to go drive to Baltimore, find a cop somewhere there, kill the cop, sever his head.
Oh my gosh!
And leave it on the chair, in the car, the seat of the car.
Jiminy Christmas! Okay,
it gets more diabolical.
Worse than that?
Yes, and then after once the funeral for this, because they know when a cops have a funeral, 80,000 police officers and law enforcement, everybody's there. Once they go to they're going to go to the funeral of this guy and then just blow everything up, explosives, the whole nine, and wipe out all. That was their plan. That was the next level of that plan. They got caught, thank God, before that happened. But that's
almost like not worth revealing just because of the potential that sets up for like a copycat situation.
That was in the episode last night, and I heard that. I was like, oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
And the part that's so haunting about this documentary, for me, is they talk to the survivors and they talk to the victims' families, many of which were there, and they could have easily been the one next. It was eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and they were the one that didn't get picked. And it's scary. And when you're hearing this hindsight and listen to the story, it's hauntingly frightening, scary, and just makes you realize why you need to teach your kids to protect themselves and things, because there are some cretins, sickos out there.
Absolutely.
And this is why you as parents need to get on to your kid, because this is what happens when we don't. I was just listening, and it's like, that is scary, diabolical. And that, to me, that's the kind of stuff that's way more scarier than even some of the, they could threaten our water supply. And I said, but there's more protections in place for that. You can't stop a guy who's just got hell-bent on wanting to do something
and
like
if you have a mindset that, this is going to happen and I have no concern for what happens to me after the fact, there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Yeah. And It really it's a good, if you get a chance, I'm sure you can get it online somewhere. It's a Vice Channel show. They did documentary series and it's called I Sniper. It's I think I'm about 7 or 6 episodes in. I think there's 1 or 2 more left, and then the series is done.
You know what's weird is I don't know if it's like Vice's like YouTube channel goes like, on to YouTube or whatever, but I'm having a hard time finding the back half of the season of Dark Side of the Ring.
You know what? I missed one while I was gone. I forgot to record it, so I haven't gotten that one.
The Dynamite Kid is, I'm assuming, the one maybe you missed?
No, I have that one. I haven't watched it. Whatever one's after that one, I missed.
Okay, I haven't seen the one that's after that one yet. But a lot of people they were saying on like YouTube that the Grizzly Smith episode is one of the hardest watches in the entirety of the series.
Have you watched it?
Oh yeah.
To me, it's not. I mean, the stuff they talk about's rough. It's just the story's sad.
The perspective of you look at somebody like Jake the Snake. You just the sadness you see in a guy in the guy's eyes, and then you realize, oh, that's not manufactured.
No,
that's
you're seeing the product of what being a parent is.
He wasn't a good actor. He just lived this.
I think that particular episode with Jake the Snake and his family.
Yeah.
That particular episode, for me, if you take a lesson learned from it, is that one. It's like, this is if you can't see the impact you have as a parent on your children,
absolutely
watch that episode, because
absolutely
they are complete products of what their family put them through, their parents put them through.
Yeah, I've heard it said many times before, the kids will work themselves out, but that's not how this works.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's I don't know if you heard me mention this when you were walking around, but the people that do the Dark Side of the Ring and Dark Side of Football, they got a new one.
Another one after football.
A commercial that came on last night during the I Sniper thing. It's the Dark Side of the 90s.
No, dude, that's going to be amazing.
So they're talking about Tupac. They're talking about Nirvana. That was 2 they mentioned, but then the political climate and everything else too. But it's like remember the I Love the 80s and I Love the 90s? Those documentaries
are
Dark
real side of that version.
I think
somehow they're going to wheel out Michael Ian Black to do like voiceovers.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm like, who do they get to do those little
Danny Bonaducci or whatever?
Same
Dust
people.
Him off, yeah.
It's all the same people. Tanya Harding.
It's just a little dark. Like they're not going to use as many bright color tones. Maybe a lot more dark and gray.
And I want to say that starts in July sometime. That's Thursday. It's going to be Thursday nights in July. I don't know.
If you ever really like do a pullback of the curtain of Hollywood, you almost don't want to. Like I watched a documentary.
No, yeah.
I watched a documentary years ago called An Open Secret. I think I've actually mentioned this either to you or to somebody before. But basically, it's all about child actors and kind of the issues that they go through coming up. And this documentary specifically actually exposes like 2 or 3 known now pedophiles.
Oh wow!
Through this documentary, yeah, there was a whole like production studio that was doing like internet content back in like the mid to late 90s, like one of the first companies to do it. And that company was like founded by a known pedophile, and like he had associates, and then they would have parties like where they would just invite like young children over, and alcohol was involved. It was just a terrible thing. But a documentary is called An Open Secret. If you ever get a chance, it's a great deep dive.
Interesting,
uncomfortable watch, but definitely a lot of interesting information.
I'm going to take a quick left turn because I know we got guests coming here, but but it's still in the TV thing. My in-laws got me to watch this on Saturday for a little bit. It's a Netflix documentary, and it's a nature one, and it's called My Octopus Teacher. I think it's My Teacher the Octopus or My Octopus Teacher. It's something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, you're like, oh really?
I'm like,
this is the whole story is this guy, and I didn't see the beginning. I only saw about half of it, maybe 2/3 of it. It's basically this guy in South Africa. He's a photographer, diver for National Geographic, and I think he's going through some hard times in his life. And he ends up there in the beaches by his home in South Africa, in Cape Town. He started going and doing snorkeling, and he comes across this octopus, and he literally spends a year studying and living with this octopus, checking in and chronicles the life of this octopus for a year.
So he's like Grizzly Man, but a lot safer.
And then he gets his kid who has the love for the sea too, and so he literally and he doesn't get involved. He just kind of, and develops like almost a friendship with an octopus.
Wow.
And and it's a fascinating story to watch. I mean, I'm not going to get political. You could play all that all you want, but if you're just looking for a story, you're like, it was very interesting. And,
I'm going to look it up. Actually.
I learned a lot about octopus, octopi too.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix too. Yeah, I'm
intrigued.
It's okay for kids to a certain age because it deals with life and death and
harder issues,
the calls of nature and what happens in nature. So if your kids can't handle that, you might want to preview it first and everything. But it's a kind of a nice story at the end and a feel good after the end of it. Kind of thing.
I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, but it is, like I said, it's National Geographic. Yeah, like when you watch Animal Kingdom or whatever, and you see animals hunting and preying and doing that. That stuff's in it because that's real life, folks. That's nature. That's how it works. But kind of interesting. So, it's 8:39. Let's go ahead and do some news. And also your business update, quick break. And then I'm figuring by that time we should have our folks from the Extension office join us, and then we'll chit-chat with them for a few minutes. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A traffic alert for you in Roswell today. Various lane closures taking place along downtown Main Street between 4th and 1st Streets from today until July 1st as crews make sidewalk repairs. They're also replacing some benches. Main Street access to some side streets could also be closed at times. The closures are necessary to provide room for vehicles and equipment needed for the work, and the work is expected to be performed only on weekdays. Also in traffic, dangerous driving conditions were reported for much of the day Monday. Chavez County Sheriff Office reported some pictures and video on their Facebook page that showed the blowing dust and dirt. Due to the high wind, brownout conditions were reported all across Chavez County and others, especially on Highway 285 North, where there was a bad accident. The Sheriff's Office asking you to please pull over and take a break if brownout conditions persist. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Airline flight attendants and pilots are calling for the U.S. Department of Justice to prosecute unruly and violent passengers. In a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland on Monday, unions for pilots and flight crews cited a substantial increase and growing escalation of passengers' unruly and disruptive behavior. An oil refinery in the U.S. Virgin Islands that contaminated the environment in a series of events that forced schools to close and sickened dozens of residents announced Monday that it would remain shut down indefinitely. Lime Tree Bay Energy said it would also lay off more than 270 workers. On Wall Street, stocks rebounded. The Dow rose 586 points to 33,876. The Nasdaq gained 110, closing at 14,141. And the S&P 500 rose 58 points to 4,224. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When you need an oil change, but you don't want to sit at the shop all day, call Nazca Quick Lube. They're new to town, and what makes them unique is that they come to you. As your car is parked at work or wherever, they will change the oil and provide a tire rotation and restore your headlights, so you don't have to spend hours sitting at the shop. Call 808-9134. That's 808-9134. Nazca Quick Lube. Let their quality service come to you.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
Travis Hicks, Richland Auto Group. I'm here at Richland Chevrolet and Richland Dodge, living and working through some unprecedented times in my business and in our country. Even though it appears our lots are virtually empty, we're still selling new Chevys, GMCs, Buicks, Cadillacs, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. They're just selling right off the truck. Keep an eye on our websites. You can find them by Googling Richland Motors Roswell, as they show incoming inventory up to a few weeks out. Also, there hasn't been a better time to sell or trade your car in my whole career. Anemic new car inventories make the value of your car higher than ever. We've recently been able to give people who purchased their vehicles as far back as 2018 as much now as they paid then. Let me say it again. The car you bought as far back as 2018 could be worth as much as you paid for it then. And the best news is that our governor's color designation doesn't change the value of your trade. Freedom, trading at Richland. Just another reason to do business with Richland, where service is now job one.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 44 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, or actually on the phone this morning, from the Chaves County Extension Office, your 4-H agent, Andrea Stapp, this morning. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. Doing well.
Good deal. So how's life at the Extension Office today?
Well, it's starting to pick up.
Good.
With 4-H activities. We do still, I'm going to do a plug for our positions right now.
Okay.
We still have our Family Consumer Science agent position open. So if you're wanting to work with kids on eating better, and even adults, it's partly adult and partly 4-H, diabetes prevention, nutrition, and just kind of healthy living all in general. Look it up. It's on the NMSU website.
Okay.
And then also our ag position will be opening up soon, as well as Troy decided to take a different position, so we are down an ag agent right now, too.
Oh, wow. So is Troy still in the extension group, or is he going on to something else?
Nope, somewhere else.
Okay.
So, but he's still around town, so we'll still see him and hit him up for questions every once in a while.
Obscure plant-related questions. Yes.
Yes.
So you're kind of holding down the fort here for a bit till everybody gets back online.
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that
if you
explains
have
the
any
business.
questions, yes, let us know, and I will do my best to get them answered. So it may take a little while.
Very good. For folks that are interested, like you said, you can go to the NMSU website. Is it also through like the Workforce Connections? Are the job listings through there too? If folks want to go
I
through
think
that
so.
angle?
Or I think if you just go to the NMSU website and scroll to the bottom and go to employment opportunities.
Okay.
You can search for extension jobs. And be more specific and put Chavis, and they should be there. I know the ag one's not actually up yet, but be looking for that one.
Coming soon.
Yes.
And now, if you're like, I do love the job, but I can't be on the radio. I hear don't worry. I don't know. You have to make arrangements with Andrew about being on the radio. But if you do have to come on the radio, I'm very gentle.
Yes, and it's really not that bad.
That's right. I'll ease you with some Billy Ocean, and we'll get nice and relaxed, and then we'll have a conversation.
Yes, it's very easy and laid back.
Good deal. So, on the 4-H side of things, I know you kind of are more into the program side instead of the we kind of been the last several months leading up to this was the kind of recruitment and getting people involved, and now you're kind of opening up. Like I said, the world's opening up, so the programs and everything are starting opening up. Are you guys getting prepared for a fair season this year and all that, or is that still on hiatus?
Yes, we already had we tagged in our livestock and are getting those ready for county fair at the end of July. So the kids are busy with their livestock projects. They're also working on their indoor exhibits. We've had a few workshops for those so that they could get some projects done and have more coming up, hopefully. So it is busying up. We just actually came off of our district judging contest for our novice and juniors, where it's like if they have livestock judging, you have 4 different animals and you have to place them the first one you place with them your best one, the one at the bottom is your worst, and then your not favorable one,
Okay.
and then you have your 2 in the middle that you're gonna is better or worse than each other. So which there's a lot of ID in that too, like some contests like horticulture is just being able to ID fruits and vegetables and nuts and houseplants.
Okay.
And so we just came off of that. We actually had 32 kids participate in that, so that was good. That's pretty close to our average, so I was excited about that.
Awesome.
And they also did their shooting sports events as well, and everyone did really well. We came home with lots of ribbons and medals, and
awesome.
So they're getting to be a little bit more normal and getting to participate in things like usual.
That's great. That's great. I imagine they were probably just as excited just to be out there participating as they were, actually winning and doing well in them. I mean, it's like,
exactly,
we want to do well, sure, but it's just nice to be able to come out and do these things again. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. So, so let me ask this. I know we're not really in the recruiting season, but if there's a family just kind of hearing about 4-H and stuff, is still a good time to kind of get a hold of you and say, hey, what opportunities are available for my child?
Yeah, it's a great time to get in, visit with clubs and see which one best fits for you, because we do ask that you attend a club meeting once a month, and so that's where you're really going to build that 4-H family, is in that club.
Mm-hmm.
And they meet once a month. They do parliamentary procedure, and so now is a good time to figure out which club works best for you. You can't do anything competitive this year, just because you didn't meet our enrollment deadline by March 31st, but get on our mailing list and our email list so that you can be up to date and kind of start figuring 4-H out. It is kind of overwhelming because there is so much that you can do. It's not just showing livestock. It's a multifaceted organization. And so then come October, when we have our new 4-H year starting October 1st, you're already in our system. We can print out a re-enrollment for you, and you're good to go once you get that turned in, and can start participating in all of the fun competitive events and other activities.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you ever go to a restaurant that has a menu that's like 12 pages, and you're like, oh, there's so many choices, and you get a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It can be like that. But if you're one of those folks that's like, no, I'm really into shooting sports, I'm really into computers or leatherwork or whatever it is that your passion is, and if you don't know, then dabble and try around and find the ones that find you, and
that works. Yeah.
You
never know what might be what you might find that you're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. If you go into one and you're like, hey, this is not me, I want to get out of this one and try something else, that's not a problem. You can do those kind of things. It's all about finding your niche and finding the things that you love and helping you prepare, for life and what happens when we become adults and things like that. So all of it's part of that too. So regardless of what facet of 4-H draws you to the most, all of it, you still get those same kind of values and things from it. You just get to do it through a venue that is kind of more in your interests versus somebody else's. That's all. So,
right.
Yeah, you can learn all about.
And usually usually when you start with one, then I'm like, hey, you should come try this out, and then I hook you and I drag you into doing something else.
There you go. So your horizons will be broadened whether you want them or not.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes.
But it really is a great opportunity for kids. And like you said earlier, yeah, sure. 4-H is very much part of the fabric of the agricultural industry and everything. But you can be very much a part of the 4-H and not have any knowledge or really even desires in the agriculture industry and still learn a bunch, have a bunch of fun, and of course, great some values that will translate to whatever skill set that you're pursuing as you get older and do more things in life. So
exactly.
Yeah. So we got that going on. Now, just kind of jumping around here, like you said, with the diabetes class and things. The best way to is probably call the office and ask questions about getting in on signing up for some of that stuff.
Yes, I can't think of any that are coming up right now, but that doesn't mean there won't be any. I know that we may partner with another county to do some diabetes classes. I know Shannon did that before she left. So we'll just kind of see kind of what's in the works. But, yeah, you can always call and put your name on the list for those classes. And then once we get one scheduled, we can send you a postcard or give you a call to see if you're still interested.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, you can always utilize the websites and resources available to you through the Extension Office and NMSU. There's a lot of great information there. So, if even if there's not a class per se available, there's resources for information so you can learn some of that stuff. So you can incorporate some of that in your lifestyle now. Because a lot of the times the folks that are generally coming to you are folks that maybe either were just diagnosed as diabetics or they've been told you're not diabetic yet, but you keep down the path you're going, you will be. And so there's a lot of information available, even though there's not a class, that the Extension Office can put you in the right direction for. So if you just had one of those visits with the doctor and you're like, man, I got to get some resources here, don't hesitate to call the Extension Office. They'll put you in the right direction on some of that stuff. So.
Yeah.
There are, even though there's not an official class, there's definitely ways to do that. And to be honest, I would, not that I'm like saying, hey, if you're going to get diabetes, now's a good time. But I'm not saying that. but as far as the knowledge and you can alter your lifestyle, and you got to when you've been diagnosed. I mean, your diet, everything, you got to alter that. There's way more companies and people doing things to kind of make that transition a little easier. And what I mean by that is, now everyone's all about learning recipes and foods that kind of simulate the tastes and things you love, but don't have all the bad carbs and sugars that are a problem for you. And so that's where it's great because that's the part is like, because let's face it, people that hey, I'm right there with you. I mean, yeah, you're like, dude, I'm eating this pile of French fries because by golly, it makes me happy, and I get it, And you're like, but all right, let's figure out a way to do that without it being such a detriment to your body. We can do that. So, and that's really what it's about. And then once you kind of get and embrace that, then the mindset of being diabetic isn't so bad. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to eat ice cream sundae again. This is it. I'm just going to eat rabbit food till I die. And, no, it's
all about control and being able to control what you eat and be able to have those treats every once in a while.
So there is advice. So if you've just had those diagnoses and you're thinking, man, I'm this stinks. I want some options here. Call the Extension Office. They'll put you on the list for when these classes come up. But in the meantime, they can get you some resources and say, hey, check this out, read this out. There's some great recipes, some great ideas, things like that. And Andrea, I would say and your team, but Andrea will be happy to help you.
Yes. And our future team.
And your future team, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Good deal.
So they can, I guess I should give out the number. Our number is 575-622-3210. We're there Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We actually have our secretaries our administrative assistants back in the office now. So we should be open through lunch. But if there's a case where we're shorthanded, we'll be off. We'll take lunch 12 to 1. So that might be a time when we're not at the office.
Can they leave a voicemail
come back
or something?
or call back.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, if you want to learn about 4-H, if you've got any ag-related questions, she'll make sure those get to Troy. And, of course, any of the diabetic stuff we talked about, called as well, too. All of this, that's what they're there to help you with. And of course, if I know this is more in Troy's world, but like if you need those pesticide workshops or want information about that, she can get that information to you as well, and those kind of things, or any latest or updates on some of that, because I know that's been a little different in the world of COVID too. So,
yes.
Good deal. One more time, give out that phone number.
575-622-3210, and you can also, we're at 200 East Chisholm Street, so you can come by and see us. We're on the east of the county admin building. So
Very good.
In a big red building, so can't miss us.
Yep. As a matter of fact, for those watching the video, there's a picture of the big red building right now on the screen. So look for that building and go in it.
Yes.
You'll see a big sign that says New Mexico State University Cooperative Extension right there on the front there. So awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate the visit. Don't work too hard. And
I'll try not to.
And while you got some time, and if you need some time, just scope out cool hiding spaces in the building that the people were like, "Well, where's Andrea? I thought she was around here," and then just where. And you can be in there, eating a cheese sandwich and playing a Rubik's Cube or something.
Right.
Whatever you got to do.
I'm in my hiding spot.
Yeah, exactly. Your happy place. Awesome. Well, thank you, Andrea. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Right. Thank you for having me. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, that was Andrea Stapp with the Chavez County Extension Office. Yeah, they do a lot of great stuff for folks over there. So if you need a hand, they don't hesitate. Call and but like I said, Andrea's looks like she's the head of the 3-ring circus right now. So give her a little time to get acclimated, caught up, and take care of everybody's business and needs and things like that. All right, it is closing in on 9:00. Stay tuned. We're going to have Town Hall News here in just a few seconds. And then on the other side, we'll have Elliot Rodriguez from CMG Financial join us about 9:15 or so. Don't forget, Goddard Rocket baseball fans. Goddard will be taking on Miyamura in that playoff matchup. You can catch audio only of the broadcast, ksvptv.com in the Goddard Rocket baseball channel there. That'll be beginning at 10 a.m. this morning. We're going to have folks from Four Corners, Sammy C Radio. They're going to be calling the audio, but it's audio only for the broadcast.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Republican opposition expected to block a Democrat election reform bill from advancing in the Senate. The GOP complains of a federal takeover of elections and a power grab by the Democrats. Senator John Cornyn says it's an egregious example of overreach.
There's no widespread effort to stop voters from casting a ballot, and there's no desire to hand states' constitutional authorities over to the federal government. Our Democratic colleagues are struggling to accept this reality.
While COVID deaths have been falling in the U.S., a new report looks back at the terrible toll the virus took on Medicare patients in nursing homes. Deaths among that population soared 32% last year.
The report from the Inspector General of the Department of Health and Human Services found that in April of last year, around 81,000 Medicare patients in nursing homes died. Then 8 months later, after lockdowns, but before vaccines became widely available, nursing home patients accounted for about 74,000 deaths in December.
Correspondent Julie Walker, the White House says 150 million Americans now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. After being accused of bowing to the cancel culture movement, the Randolph, New Jersey School Board reversing its decision to remove the names of holidays from the school calendar, replacing those names with the phrase day off. If you think voter ID is a good idea, apparently you're not alone. 80% of those polled by Monmouth University favor requiring some form of ID before a person can vote. And the poll finds a lot of support on both sides of the political aisle. There's also a good deal of support for early voting. On Wall Street, the Dow up 35 points, the Nasdaq ahead 21, the S&P 9 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynavite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynavite, I started seeing great improvements. And today, 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynavite dog. And he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynavite. When I get out the Dynavite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynavite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com.
At the UN, the battle lines are drawn over alleged human rights abuses in communist China.
The United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Australia, Japan, and dozens of others backed the statement read out by Canada's ambassador. She cited reports of the detention of over 1 million people in Xinjiang, of torture, forced labour and sexual violence. China responded angrily, reading out its own statement backed by Russia, Belarus, Syria and Venezuela, condemning Canada's treatment of its indigenous community. The row highlights a deep split at the Human Rights Council.
The BBC's Imogen Folks. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has threatened to order the arrest of people who refuse COVID-19 vaccination, telling them to leave the country if they would not cooperate with efforts to contain the pandemic. Duterte says he has become exasperated with those who refuse to get immunized. Townhall.com. GOP Senator Steve Daines of Montana reintroducing a constitutional amendment to bar the physical desecration of the American flag.
The measure was co-sponsored by Republican Senators Marsha Blackburn, Mark Crapo, Shelley Moore Capito, and Kevin Kramer. Flag burning, an often controversial form of protest, is a protected form of self-expression under the First Amendment. Despite the controversial nature of flag burning, the Department of Defense recommends burning as a proper method of disposing of flags, albeit in a highly ceremonial manner. The DoD wrote, "The U.S. flag is considered such a sacred symbol that burning it in an undignified manner constitutes desecration. That's why the ceremonies are held in a specific manner." Bernie Bennett reporting.
The Israeli military reports successfully testing an airborne high-power laser that can shoot down drones. It's cutting-edge technology that Israel's military hopes to deploy on a large scale in the coming years. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ, the travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio, I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Was that a little, the gods must be crazy at the beginning there?
Just a little knock. Yeah, I think I said that in that language.
Ah.
That's a Gods Must Be Crazy reference. I haven't seen that movie or thought of that movie in a long time.
It's a great movie.
It is.
They made a second one.
They did. And
I don't remember anything about it.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I never saw it. But the first one is fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get that much content out of a Coke bottle. But.
And if I remember right, isn't there like barely any words spoken in that movie?
Hardly at all. Yeah. The narrator, I think, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It was, I don't remember the whole premise, but basically a kid from Africa, I guess he's like in a tribe or something, someplace very remote. and he comes across a Coke bottle. And he thinks it's from the sky. And
they show somebody like on a private plane, I think it was, flying over and like drops it out of his plane. And it like hits him in the head or something like that. And
that would have killed him. I don't remember.
No, I can't. He finds it or it donks him in the head. Something.
I think
happened.
it just fell in the sand in front of him.
Yeah, it fell in front of him. That's what it was. And he just thought it was like a gift from the gods. And the rest of the movie is basically the whole tribe trying to figure out what the bottle is.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
It is.
Of course, I haven't seen it in 150 years, but
one of those you're looking at through different eyes.
Yeah, it may not hold up.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I have to watch it again before you get the official. Yeah,
it's one of those things that's like Annie Hall. It's real hard to go back and watch, knowing what we know.
But that being said, there are movies that I know, and the world knows are god awful, but they are so awesome to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
A la the Beastmaster.
Sure. Flash Gordon's.
Flash Gordon would be another one.
Right.
So it might be in that world where I might be like, yeah, this is god awful, but it's my god awful, and I love it.
Well, it's as long as it's that level of god awful that you get something back from it. There's some returns.
Yeah.
Like there's real, because like then there's a movie called, and I don't know if you ever heard of this one. It's called Food Fight.
It sounds familiar.
Okay, so this movie was sort of what Sausage Party became, but like Sausage Party was successful in this. So basically, this movie came out. It came out like a decade ago, but it took like a decade to come out, to the point where they made the movie, like they had the voice actors come in, and it stars Charlie Sheen as the lead voice.
And what year was this?
It came out, I want to say in like
so this was
it's a computer animated movie.
Charlie. Okay.
No, it's a computer animated movie. If you ever get a chance, look into this because it's just terrible. They spent something like $30 million to make this movie, like some ungodly amount of money, and the animation literally looks like it was done in like Final Cut. It's so painfully bad.
Do you think Seth Rogen watched it and said, "I can do better"?
Right. Well, yeah, probably exactly. I'd like to imagine, but no, like to the point where this movie was so bad that like they were going to do tie-ins. The basic premise of the movie is it's what happens in a supermarket after the sun goes down, basically, and all the different parts of the supermarket become different parts of the city. And they had Mrs. Butterworth, Mr. Clean, I think was a character in the movie.
So they use real products,
right? Like they had actually like had tie-ins with companies.
Yeah.
And then other companies like they were trying to saw how bad the movie was and just
out.
backed way out.
Get that Clorox off that bleach bottle.
The voices, though, I think the majority of the budget went to the voices because it's Charlie Sheen, Hilary Duff is the main love interest in the movie, and Wayne Brady for some reason is like the best friend or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's got some killer voice acting. But
who by the way went on to win the Masked Singer.
Wayne Brady?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
He not this past season, but the season before he won.
Dude
Masked
can
Singer.
sing. I mean, you learn that on Who's Line.
Yeah, watch Who's Line. That guy's belting out tunes every episode.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he's a multi-hatted individual. He does stand up, he acts, he sings, he does it all. So Wayne Brady
makes a great sandwich.
He's almost as awesome as
if Chappelle's Show taught me anything. He makes a fantastic sandwich.
He's no Billy Ocean, but man, he's really good.
Every hour you've peppered it in. But I got to tell you, I have literally been wandering around my office. Suddenly,
so the rest of the day, and if it's not that, it'll be Caribbean quick, and then something bad's gonna happen in email, and you're like, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yeah.
Such range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The man could do it all.
And I didn't even get to the real obscure stuff. So, I mean, before he was Billy Ocean of the 80s, he was Billy Ocean of the 70s, and there's some other songs.
I definitely feel like you scratched everyone's oceanic itch today for show.
Celebrating the ocean in the desert this fine Tuesday morning.
With K-Tel Records on them.
Fortunately for all you haters of the Ocean of Billy, Elliot Rodriguez from CMG Financial will join us in a few.
Yep.
He will break up the Billy Ocean monotony.
Mm-hmm.
He will be our Bering Strait.
He'll get our bearings straight. I like it. He will be our lone dinghy in a crazy sea.
That's right. He'll be our lighthouse on the beach, guiding us in.
Right near the beach. Taking us off the ocean and into a world of finance.
You know, I know they got like bad storms in the Outer Banks right now this week. Mm-hmm. It's probably not the best time to go to the Outer Banks, but I'm thinking, what grander day could you have than sitting on that beach with an old school 80s radio, tape deck, Billy Ocean, bam, get you one of them Bartles and James bad boys right there.
It has to be a Bartles and James.
Not a Truly or any of this other mess y'all kids drink. Bartles and James, the official wussy drink of young people.
I'd have gone Zima. But then again, I'm of a different
From
time.
our generation.
I'm a different time.
Yeah, well, Zima had a...
Zima had the 90s.
Yeah.
Bartles and James owned the 80s.
That's right.
About it. Bartles and James, they were just hand in hand, took the 80s over.
I'm telling you. That's right now, that sounds like a fine idea.
Bartles and James. The name Bartles and James just sounds like a pastel colored suit jacket. Like it sounds like a Miami Vice opening.
Could be.
Basically.
I bought this suit at Bartles and James.
Was it Chess King?
Bartles sold it to me. Oh yeah, I remember
thing
Chess
in the
King.
80s. Chess King.
Yeah.
He goes at the dress shirts two for $99 or something like that.
If you wanted to look like Billy Ocean in the 80s, go to Chess King.
Chess King.
I wouldn't even say Don Johnson. I'd go Billy Ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't into the pastel turquoise Miami look. They were more into I have the gray suit that with the loose pants. You know what I mean? It's kind of a...
Well, okay, if you're going Don Johnson, you got to go pastel sport coats, sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
That's...
we weren't in the point where we're wearing sneakers with suits. That was not it. But socks weren't very popular in some of those looks.
Yeah, a lot of low cut loafers with no socks,
which is
a lot
fine.
of boat shoes.
Yeah, which is fine if you're older and your feet don't sweat like a hog. But when you're for young and virile and you run around, you take them bad boys off and it's going to smell like a sewer.
And tell me that all things aren't like cyclical, because basically that style of shoe, that yacht shoe or boat shoe, is what is now the Sperry topsider, which is like the hot shoe of the Wall Street bets, meme stock boys.
I wear them.
Yeah,
I have a blue pair of boat shoes I wear all the time. Not because they're fashionable, because they were $20 and comfortable, and I've been wearing them for about 10 years. I just still have them.
Yeah.
And now at this point, people are like, when are you going to get rid of them shoes? I'm like, when you take them off my cold, dead feet, that's when you can have them.
The second you can see the entirety of my big toe, I'll go buy another pair of these.
Exactly. So it's just I like what I like. What do you want me to do? And then they're like, why don't you get some new shoes? And I'm like, I don't see nothing I like. You're the hardest person to shop for.
I'll be honest with you, dude. The line of shoes that I found the most like success in, and I didn't even know they made shoes until about 2 years ago. Levi's.
Oh, you know what? I have a pair of Levi's shoes.
Levi's shoes are across the board the most comfortable, the most, in my opinion, fashionable. My style of shoe.
If you play your cards right, you could almost go head to toe in Levi's.
You could?
You could get your Levi's shoes, obviously your jeans and jean jacket. They sell shirts. They also sell wallets and belts. So you could even belt up with Levi's.
You can go Levi jean jacket and have the full-blown jersey tuxedo. Yeah.
I used to have a jean jacket.
Did you?
I need to get a new one. I love jean jackets.
They're
timeless.
It's not a style I feel like I could pull off.
I think you could.
I don't know.
I think you could pull off a jean jacket. I think you could.
If I did, it would be that I was trying for a look. And that's the thing. I've never been trying for a look guy. So that's why I'd have a hard time pulling it off.
Well,
I would just look like a doofus in a jean jacket.
I don't know. Give it a go.
Trying to make it.
Get a little dance.
I'll get a hold of. I'll look dive into the world of jean jacketry and see what I can pull up.
You could be LLJJ. Ladies love the jean jacket.
There you go. Coming soon to a Goodwill near you. I'm going to hit them up today.
LLJJ in the morning.
Rolling denim strong.
9:16, here is your weather. Will you not need a denim jacket this week?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're on the dry side of a stationary front that's over central New Mexico, and that means sunshine for us today, but we will stay below 100. We'll be in the low to mid-90s and a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight, partly cloudy, lows near 70, and then the heat gets turned up tomorrow with highs around 105 across the whole area and sunshine, low 100s Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 72 and partly cloudy. Yeah, those clouds are starting to burn off here. Here in Roswell, humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Sunny today. Highs not as cool as yesterday, but not as hot as tomorrow. So split the uprights. 95 for our high today. South winds about 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low 71. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday is just a big bag of stink. Mostly sunny. High of 105 tomorrow with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 73. Thursday, another sunny and hot day. 102 for the high. South winds 5 to 10. Friday, no picnic either. Mostly sunny. High of 104. And then maybe some relief. And then Friday night, we're looking at a 30% chance at rain. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 71. Saturday, we're looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, high of 93. Saturday night, a 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, and 67. 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 86. And then Sunday night, 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, 64. Monday, a 30% chance of rain, partly cloudy, and a high of 88. So all of it here going pretty crazy on the weather and all that stuff. So enjoy the 95 today, the 100 and pluses for the next couple days, and then this weekend we might see some rain and things like that. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break. Elliot Rodriguez with CMG Financial will join us, and his smart half, his new assistant here, the one who makes them all smart and everything's going to join us as well, too. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Well, the geraniums were a little slow at getting started this year, but now they're ready to go. Hi, this is Jim Gilf with a lesson in delayed gratification. At Roswell Seed Company, we grow our own geraniums, and that old polar vortex sure slowed them down. But now they may be the sturdiest, most colorful geraniums you've ever put in the ground. So come get yours today. Kind of like your neighbor's son who's still living in the basement. Late bloomers can be the brightest of them all. Or maybe not. Have you seen that kid?
Customizable office equipment is one stop away at PTS Office Systems. Of course, you and the business next door do different things, so you need different office equipment. PTS Office Systems has fully customizable office equipment in stock, waiting to be delivered to your business. Get fully customized office equipment to meet your office's specific needs. The day and age of one-size-fits-all office equipment is gone. Shop around at PTS Office Systems today at 217 North Main in downtown Roswell. The Roswell Association of Realtors invites the Chavez County community to attend the Citizen of the Year Come and Go reception honoring the 2020 and 2021 Roswell Association of Realtors Citizen of the Year Barry Foster from 2020 and Larry Hobson from 2021. Held this Tuesday, June 22nd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, 131 West 2nd Street, located across from the Roswell Police Department. Come and share in the celebration of humanitarian Barry Foster and Larry Hobson and congratulate our honorees. This message brought to you by the Roswell Association of Realtors.
If you have a student who's ready to further their education, think Eastern New Mexico University first. The state of New Mexico, through the Lottery Scholarship Program, will pay 100% of your student's tuition if you are a New Mexico resident. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to further your student's higher education at the only 4-year university on the High Plains. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
Pico Propane and Fuels is pleased to join forces with Advanced Energy and Don Davis to serve the Roswell community. For over 25 years, Pico Propane and Fuels has been providing customers with high-quality products and reliable service. Discover the kind of service you deserve. From underground and above-ground tank installations to reliable deliveries of propane for your home or business, Pico Propane and Fuels wants to be your go-to partner. Running out of propane in the middle of a hot shower or while grilling outdoors would not be an ideal situation. Sign up for their free Keep Full program with tank monitoring and never worry about running out of propane again. They also offer convenient cylinder exchange and refills. Call Pico Propane and Fuels today, 575-622-7921 for all your propane needs. That's 575-622-7921 or visit them online at picopropane.com. Pico Propane and Fuels. We sell service.
Are you looking for a new church home? Tabernacle Baptist Church in Roswell personally invites you to any one of their 4 services, with 3 on Sunday and 1 on Wednesday. Services are Sunday at 10 and 11 in the morning and 6 in the evening. On Wednesday evening, service is at 7. Tabernacle Baptist Church is across from DeBrenham Stadium in Roswell. The family at Tabernacle Baptist Church would love to have your family join them as they celebrate God. Come and grow together.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from CMG Financial, Elliot Rodriguez back with us, and also with Elliot this morning, his assistant, I guess would be the proper term here, Alejandra. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Garcia joining us this morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
All right. Good morning, Roswell.
All right. So he did talk you up last time. I remember last time,
I think I
Elliot, yeah. Get a little close to that so I can hear you a little better. But yeah, when last time we were here, Elliot was kind of saying, he said, man, I don't have to do anything now. I got this assistant does all the work. I just kick back with my feet up and don't do a thing.
I wish it was quite like that, wasn't it? That'd be so awesome, for real.
I mean, that sounds good.
I mean, that's the idea. That's the idea eventually, right?
Very good. For folks that do not know, Elliot joins us once a month here, and Elliot is he's not the guy that picks out the house. He's the guy that helps you afford the house, and that's what he does. And we say it every time. Elliot's kind of niche jam, his groove is really working with first time home buyers and folks that come in with either the notion that they don't think they can afford this, or they just they're like, all right, I know there's a bunch of hurdles, and regardless of where you're at, whether you're right there or you're a million miles, yep, he'll get you there. That's what he'll give you. So even if and that's way different than what a lot of lenders and folks in your business do. That's different is they say, oh, the numbers don't jive. Good luck to you.
See you later.
See you later.
Pretty much.
Elliot's kind of like, all right, yeah, we're not there yet, but give me 6 months or give me and do this, and this, and then talk to me in a couple months here, and I guarantee we're going to be in that window where we can put you in a house or something like that.
He actually is one of my success stories. To be honest,
so you went from a disciple to now one of the apostles that go out and spread the word.
Definitely. I always tell him, it's amazing what he does. I feel like a lot of people are not as educated. They actually think that buying a home is it's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of work, yes.
It's a lot of minutia, but really, when you cut through all that,
it's not impossible.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah, and Elliot with them by them side, oh my God, it's totally possible.
And that's where he's the Sherpa that guides you through all the red tape and all that mess. So you just like, all right, what do I got to do here? And so because when it's like anything else, you look, it's like a whole job from afar. It looks like a Herculean task, but then you start picking apart the pieces, and you're like, all right, this is how we navigate through it. And home ownership's not a whole lot different.
I remember you always tell me, hey, bring somebody here, bring one of your stories. So I'll double down today.
You double down. You got a success story and an employee.
So I know Alejandra for a while.
Sure.
Okay, and we used to work together back in Wells.
Okay.
And she came and approached me one day. She's like, I want to buy a house, and I haven't got everything in place yet. I mean, what do I need to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking. I said, well, you do this, and that. And, she actually followed my steps. Took a little doing, but it didn't take too long either.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
But
that's just it. It's not as big. It's really, if your credit score is abysmal, a few simple things can boost that up very quickly.
Oh, definitely.
It's kind of, and I don't know if this is a good comparison. If it's not, throw me out the window on this one. But it's kind of like when folks that are, and I've been there too. I know it, when you get really obese and you're like 30, 50 pounds over, away. Mm-hmm. And then that first week you really diet and you drop like 1,000 pounds real quick. And then you got to kind of work a little harder to get, in credit's kind of like that. Sometimes you could just, hey, if I just switch my payment time and pay this here, guess what? That's going to knock me up a couple points right there.
And that's
so a few little just things that you would have never thought would have impacted your credit score that much. You change that, and all of a sudden your points go up 20 points, and you're like, oh,
Correct.
what happened there? That was awesome. And that's where Elliot will kind of, that's his jam. That's where he
But
gets in there.
now she gets to see both sides of the quarter.
Okay.
For real, okay. So she got the experience of being a bar. Okay. And she bought a house.
All right.
She followed all my steps, and trust me, there were one time here and there that she made like, well, how can we? Well, we had to do that and that, and she learned through the process. And then she also was working at a bank, so she even learned even more stuff.
Learn some of the sides of that too.
So
yeah.
I thought she was a very perfect, fit for me as far as like getting an assistant to be there for me. Plus, she's also bilingual. Okay, for all those folks.
Are you
there,
bilingual? I can't remember.
I am. I try to be.
Okay.
Just kidding. Yeah, I am.
Okay. I didn't know if because there's and I'm not even qualified there. It's like, no, I'm not bilingual, but I can pick up a couple words to get the gist of what you got going on there. You know what I'm saying?
For all those folks out there that are listening, if you are a little shy because you don't speak a lot of English or whatever, no big deal. I mean, my assistant helps me.
And obviously, because let's face it, like we said at the beginning, it's a very intimidating process.
It really is.
It is,
And then
yeah.
if English isn't your first language, that's
even
double
worse.
intimidating. So now, either one of you can sit down and speak in what you're comfortable with and at least peel that layer back of intimidation out
And
there.
she's awesome with people. That's another reason, that I, say, I need to get somebody that can match me as far as customer service and taking care of the people that come and see us.
Sure.
And having the right people, having the right company, that's definitely a good fit.
Sure.
And that's the main reason, Plus, I've been on my lonesome for a few, so it's like, I need some help.
Well, I feel like customer service goes a long way. It's super important.
Sure.
You know?
Well, that's the key.
People have to open up to you to be able to help them.
Yes.
And if they don't open up, you can't help them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just, I feel like, just a buying process.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a transaction. It's educating them as
Sure.
well.
Yes.
So they can tell somebody else. And
It's a
they
life
can
lesson.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they can tell their kids. And, hey, it's not impossible to make your dream come true.
Well, and I mean, you're right. That's,
Yeah.
I
that's
didn't even have to tell her to say all that.
See?
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely. Because, my dream was I wanted this house, and I was like, tell me what I need to do to
Sure.
make it possible.
give me the steps. And
he did. He helped me. He guided me, and I think that's awesome because
Sure.
not a lot of lenders do that.
Well, and really, that's probably the success for so many people, because if you're talking in concepts and things, everyone's like, well, yeah, it's just
All these
like
acronyms that throw at you.
But even
and
just in philosophy, you're like, well, I need to get in better shape. Well, we know what we got to do there, don't we? There's all kinds of pills or. Take the shortcut.
Somebody must have been telling him something about this.
Take the, but at the end of the day, you gotta put the right things in and do the right things, and home and credit's no different. Yeah, there's things, but it's making smart decisions. Knowing sometimes when it's okay to make that big purchase, when you say, you know what, maybe I ought to wait till this and this happens first, and that's family budget, man. That's how when you get. I'm hoping when couples are married and together and they're planning their budgets and their families and things like that. In the conversation, it's like, okay. This is the end game, but and that's housing too, because you don't move.
Budget,
and we talked about this in the past. You don't move into your dream house at 22. I mean, very rarely, unless you hit the lottery or something.
Unless
Most
you're
of us,
lucky.
you build to that. You get that first starter home, and it's not maybe all right. I had to put a little sweat equity into this one to get it to where I like it, but that's your foot in the door. That's now you're building off that, and next thing you know, you're like, okay, I bought this house. Let's say. I'm just going to throw random numbers out. Oh, I just paid $60,000 for this fixer-upper. I just, put another $10,000 in some work on it. Now I got a great little house, and I live in it for a couple of years, and I turn around and sell it for $90,000. And and next thing you know, now you've got that equity plus whatever you paid on that, and now that house you bought for $60,000, now you're like, now I can afford a $110,000 house.
Yeah,
and then you kind
move
of
up in the chain.
You do.
And then at some point, you're going to either get pinnacle, and when you have, all right, now we got 37 kids and need the 4-bedroom, and then you're going to raise them and shoot them on into the world, and then you're going to go back down again, and you're going to be like, no, this is too much house. I want that apartment. And then you're going to be like me and want to live in a condo where everyone takes care of everybody. It's like, here's $100, mow my lawn. I
don't want to do anything.
And there's the circle of life with the housing in a nutshell.
The thing is, and you and I spoke about this before. The thing is sometimes, you may not fit on the box. So it's time to open that box, take a few things out of that box, push it back in the box, and now you fit in that box.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not a matter of like, no, I cannot buy a house. It's how soon and when can I really buy a house?
Sure.
Okay. And that's what we do, you know, and we try to help everybody. Okay. So nobody left behind here. You know, we do everything to take care of everybody else.
And I would even say if maybe the finances, like your credit and stuff's good, but you're looking at it like, well, I don't want the responsibilities of being a homeowner. I don't know how to take care of, you know, hey, I'm a renter now. My wash machine breaks. I'm like, dude, fix my wash machine. You're the homeowner. Dude is you. And and you're intimidated by that. But you know what? There's lots of ways to even navigate. I mean, that's not Elliot's wheelhouse. I mean, he flips houses, so he might, if you buy him a beer or something, he might give you some tips there. But you know, that's not part of his day job. But what I'm saying is, you learn that as you go. You'll pick that up. And to be honest, when you buy houses now, almost all of them come with like home warranties and things. So when a lot of those, and if you don't come with one, you can get them for relatively cheap. It's far worth the price of what, because I know I have one. I've replaced my roof. I've replaced my air conditioner. and all of that cost me pennies compared to what it would have been without using those home warranty things. So learn that
and it
kind
comes
of stuff.
back to the educating part of it.
Exactly.
It's not
You learn that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're kind of thinking, I'm ready to buy the house, but what happens when my stove breaks? Don't worry.
You better save some money on have some warranty.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that we ask for reserves. I know, I think a lot of people are like, well, why do I have to have all this money in the bank? Why do you need, all these months' bank statements? Well, we want to make sure you're stable.
Sure.
You're able to.
And let's face it, when you're buying a home, a company is taking a gamble on you. That's at the end. I mean,
and that's
safe risks.
That's 100% fact.
And at the end of the day, every company on the planet that's willing to give you $100,000 or $50,000 or $200,000, whatever that number is, they're going to want some kind of just proof that you're in it for the game too, and you're not going to get the house and stiff them on this sucker. So that's why when escrow they want certain amounts or down payments and each situation's different based on the type of loan. I mean, if you're a veteran and you're not taking advantage of VA loans, you're crazy.
Especially right now. The rates is still low.
Yeah, okay. I mean, and a lot of those, depending on the type of loan you go for, and that some is you put zero money down. And that's a huge thing because generally, what is it, about 10% is what they say? Is...
Well, it depends on the program.
Gotcha.
We can go from anywhere from 3% down to 3.5% to 5%, 10%, whatever the individual can do. And the program that they qualify for, then we can do that. And like we spoke before, it's not about just buying a house; it's pushing a better place.
Gotcha.
And I don't want you to buy a house and in 6 months to a year you lose your house.
Yeah, you don't want to spread yourself too thin that you can't enjoy this cool house you just got.
Now, if you want to push the envelope and you want to push the limits a little, I will advise you and I would warn you that like maybe you don't need to go that far.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, they're still the boss. They still decide what they're going to do.
And that was my advice he gave me.
Sure.
He was like, you don't have to go as high as you qualified. You can go, and we obviously did go lower because I was like, it was scary.
Well, and his
to get in that much debt, but
and that's this is why, and we'll never talk specifics on the radio about numbers because, and well, A, it's illegal, but B, it just wouldn't make sense to because when Elliot walks in to buy a house, or when Alejandro, or when I walk in to buy a house, we're going to get 3 different stories from the people.
And
it's not always your financial situation too. That factors into it, but it's also your goals. What's your end game? Elliot may want the house and 4 bedrooms and the 2 kids. Alejandro be like, no, I want to live a trailer and ride the world, man. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Time to take off.
People's goals are different, and you're going to build your financial plan and involving your home in one way.
Correct.
Maybe you're like, you know what? We have a home, so we have a home to go to, but we're retiring now. We're going to be hitting the road. So you know what? You don't need a big old house. Probably buy a little house that's got a big spot for an RV. That's, that's
everybody's goals
everything's
are different.
different.
Everything's different.
I personally have kids, so my thing was they're going to go college. Whatever sports they're in. Like I have to have extra money, extra room, to breathe because you never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
Jump off a tree and then I'm in debt for
and that's what and to be honest, that's where you guys come in, and that's where that gets lost in the big conglomerate companies and things where you're just a number and face, and with you guys and through CMG Financial, you get the best of both worlds. CMG Financial is a very stable private company that they ain't going nowhere. They've got all the big boy ins just like all the others do. But because they're a private company, they don't answer to stockholders. They get to make decisions based on what's best for their people and their company, not what the stockholders think on it, which in the financial world, trust me, is a huge difference on the direction on how decisions are made and how. And then with the boots on the ground, with you guys and Ted here right in town, they can pick up a phone call, not go through a gauntlet of press ones or enter this card number followed by pound sign. Do your verification for security purposes. Say, I am this guy. You know, whatever fancy spiel they've got to get you to get through the gauntlet. To get you to the gauntlet of to their mess.
The whole process.
Yeah. No, I mean, and things are changing.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to do, and you and I spoke about everybody wants to do everything super quick. Okay? I mean, we do everything fast, too. But, all right?
You do it right before you do it fast.
Let's do it right. Because you know how many people come, there's two outcomes. There's people that comes that tell me, you know, they approve me in 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Okay? I say, okay, cool, I can do the same thing. But the moment that we do have a true interview, then I know truly what I can truly do for you.
Sure.
And that's the problem. A lot of people like to call those 800 numbers, okay, and do stuff online, and they forget that it's what you input in the system. So they may not get in the whole true picture.
Sure.
Okay, and that's a problem because if you may be approved for a house of $250,000, maybe you weren't. Okay, all right, and that's another thing that could be an issue in the long hauls and that whole entire transaction, because that would totally be a bad. And you and I talked about this before, a week before or the day before the transaction that you know, hey, sorry, you're not approved.
Yeah.
Right? I don't see how any transaction can go that far, and you know, unless the customer do something really that they shouldn't have never done.
Sure.
It shouldn't never happen, okay?
But odds are probably be pretty good is when those kind of things fall through the cracks to the last minute, it's because they went through some cookie cutter program that was kind of set up to base a bunch of people
not enough
on
communication,
this.
You know, not in everybody putting everything in place correctly. I mean, she's listening to me and some of the stuff that I'm doing. I mean, I get trumps on curves. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like you know, we just put it, and I'm going to tell you right now, this week has been interesting, to say the least. And it's only Tuesday. Right? And I'm sitting in front of my computer, and I'm taking care of stuff. And I have two individuals in front of me, and one tells me, and I just changed my job. I just quit my job. It's like, whoa.
Maybe this is not the time to be thinking about buying a new house.
You couldn't hold on a little longer to make sure you buy a house. Thank God that the numbers still work after the fact. Okay. So I know.
Was he in the middle of the process when he said he quit the job, or was he starting out and then said, "No, I want to"?
This is worse. They went ahead and you and I talked about this about getting approved 100%. Before you make an offer on a home.
Yeah, it really sets you up for success if you don't do it that way.
I mean,
that didn't happen.
Some people don't think like that.
Some people don't tend to think like that. I mean. Remember, we used to say that you think I make magic. I got my little magical wand to make it happen.
Yeah, he's good, but not that
good. Sometimes you tell me that I do, but the thing is this, and I had to scramble and make sure that everything is now good.
But fortunately, the planets aligned, and the numbers were able to work despite.
Or should I say that Elliot decided to take his time to make it work?
And he does. He actually takes the extra time and work to make sure that it
happens.
And that's the difference, because, like you said, if you're going to one of these,
with another lender, it's like, you did what? Okay, see you later.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
It's like, all right, this file going right into this shredder. See you later.
I have another one that this is the week. I'm telling you, like I say, it's only Tuesday. So I only can wait.
maybe it's building up all week and it's going to smooth out the rest of the week.
So then I have another one. Listen, this is awesome. Got him pre-approved. We've been waiting for a long time. They keep choosing the wrong houses, you know, so it never happens. All right. They chose another place that it took forever. It was a repo, a bank, short sale kind of deal.
Gotcha.
Those can be a nightmare.
Sure.
Okay? All right. I'm not saying you don't go for it. I'm just saying let's try and
be prepared. There's going to be more hoops to jump through than a typical deal on this.
So we've been waiting forever for the whole entire process and having pre-approved and everything. It's all good. And then we're waiting for the bank to say, sure, we're going to take your offer. We're going to get, move forward. So the agent called me like, we good. All right, let's do this thing. I'll talk to her and make sure that she gives you everything because it's been it's been a little spilled.
Right.
I need to update a few things.
Sure, make sure the numbers are still where they're back.
So the whole process goes real well, and I say, okay, we need this, and that, and she said, sure, no problem, I'll get that to you, Elliot. I just want to let you know, I don't know if this is going to be a problem.
Uh-oh.
You have to love this.
That's when everything goes, the needle scratch on the record goes, I hope this is not going to be a problem.
I just wanted to let you know, my spouse, have a little issue with his bus, and there's some issues the bus is doing bad. The bus was actually doing bad to the employee.
Okay.
But I almost say, like, you couldn't hold on another. I mean, you've probably been holding on for months. You couldn't hold on another month.
Right. And then you can.
So you tell me, like, he quit or he got fired. I don't know truly the whole facts on that one. And I said,
the relationship ended.
The relationship is done. There's no more love, and it's funny because I'm like, I took a pause for just a second, and she kind of, hello, Ellie, you still there? I'm like, no, yes, I am here. And she goes, but he has another job. Okay, good. And she's saying that it's going to pay him, I don't know, 50 cents more.
Okay, so it's a job
So I guess it's like, that's a good thing. But the problem is this. The job is not there just yet. It's next month on the second. It's like, wait a minute, we have an I guess we're taking a break on the show. Okay, we could take an intermediate.
I'm about to say, I was like, when they want the money
I'm gonna make it work, but that is a very bad thing to happen.
Sure.
If you're buying a house, to everybody that's out there listening, if you're buying a house and you hate your boss to the gods, okay, like down deep into like. I'm sorry, I cannot take it anymore. You're buying a house, endure it, okay?
Yeah.
If you find another job that's going to pay you the same or more, then you could do the change later.
And that's going to be on you, the individual.
Yeah, that's your choice.
If you're kind of saying, you know what, I'm not happy in this work environment, I need to, okay, great. Take care of that priority first before you do the priority of buying the house. Because and this is true, and I don't care if your credit is perfect or 2. This still applies. The home owning process, when you start it, you need to keep everything the same as possible here. When you start new jobs, you can do something as stupidly simple as buying a new phone at the AT&T or Verizon store.
That can happen.
And that could ruin your
or going
application.
To a store and they're like, well, I got a credit card because it's going to give me 5% off my purchase.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's just anything you start diddling with your credit.
Why?
Anytime you're diddling with your credit, adding, subtracting, or anything in that window, it's going to throw a whole loop in that process, even if it's for the better sometimes. And that's the part you're like, dude, I paid off the card and did it. It says a better thing. I know, but now they got to rework the numbers. So hold on.
And that is so true.
That's good that you say that.
I was telling my borrowers, like, please don't do nothing unless you tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to please tell me. And we do first-time home buying classes.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done one since the COVID-19, nonsense. I have to call it nonsense because I even have no way to explain it.
At this point, it feels very much that way, doesn't it?
But anyway, I mean, I know there's some reality to the situation, of course.
Sure.
Because we know that we know people that have died and all kinds of stuff.
It's a balance. Protect what you got to do. Still got to do business.
Still got to do business.
You got to find the happy medium.
Yeah.
There.
Exactly.
You can't just shut down the world, stick your head in the sand, and say, "We'll be fine in a year, no problem."
Exactly.
Ain't gonna happen, dude.
So on our class that we do for first-time home buyers, which hopefully we're going to be doing some, pretty soon.
Sure.
On the 1st of July, we are free.
It's a new fiscal year, right?
It's a free non.
In the financial world, June 30th is New Year's Eve.
Exactly. So we do the classes, and one of the topics that we talk in the class is you need to inform your lender at all times, everything that's happening, everything that's changing.
Sure.
As little as how much money you put in the bank if you decide to put some cash in the bank, which we advise not to. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Now we're not talking every day like, hey, we're going to order pizza.
No,
that's fine. But if you just said, ooh, like here's an example that probably screws a lot of people. Is they're like, ooh, I got the new house, and then they go to the furniture store and spend $2,000 or $5,000 and putting some new furniture for the new house. It's like, that's wonderful. wait till you've already signed the closing documents on the house.
Crazy.
Then you can go to that furniture store and have your Shangri-La.
You know how many times I get a phone call and say, Elliot, I did this. Like, would I tell you not to?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, but they just give me such a good deal. It's like, and now I have to rewrite the numbers and everything. I've been very blessed that I either find the angle of making everything work, or either that I always try to have a little room. But me and Ted lately's been talking. It's like, Elliot, you guys are pushing the limits. It's like, dude, it's not me. Okay? I mean,
it's just the world.
It's the world. You know, people are pushing the limits because we want to get those debt to income ratios a little lower. Okay, we don't want them to be maxed out. That something that you were not expecting take place, and now nothing works. I had. I think I told you about this one. The deal that I had, a deal that went dead because of a credit card for $10. Okay.
Oh wow! I don't think you did share this one.
This is crazy. I mean, we were in the limits that we don't have no exceptions. Okay, we actually wrote the exceptions we needed.
You were on that razor thin.
Right
burn
there.
one way or another, it's going to bubble this.
And
thing,
it was because of $10. The guy didn't pay the $10. He had to. You have to be careful with those Amazon, accounts. Because sometimes you have more than one, and you don't even know you have two.
Sure.
Okay. So he didn't pay $10, so we would run an exception, and we were gonna be okay. He ended up thinking that he had one, and he actually had two. The renewal of the annual fee and everything came through, and that was $100. So here, when it's going to underwriting for final, when we are ready to go, that came out that he didn't pay that. There was no more exception, and it was one of those government programs that they're so tight,
right?
Okay, that I mean, I don't care if you put oil, butter, or whatever, it's not going to slide out.
It's one of those things where they're giving you and I get it. Like they're giving you a chance to rebuild your credit, but
you can't do no more negative.
This is like I don't know if the Scared Straight program be appropriate there, but it's kind of that. Look, you're on the straight and narrow. We're not going to let you. You turn that head, we're booting you. It's like, don't look at that flower. It's one of those. You're on the straight and narrow.
No, and I felt so bad for him at that moment, but at the same time, I don't tell my customers what to do. I advise you.
At the end of the day, it's your decision. You're the adult.
In this particular, situation, I really was hoping that he choose a different house. To be honest, Okay, but again, it's not my call. Everything worked out to a point that happened in the end, so he lost the opportunity to get that one.
Sure,
but I don't give up on people. Okay, and I try to help them. So guess what? We only waited 2 months. We worked a few things out. He was able to buy a better house.
Sure.
Okay. And that's the part that I love for what I do.
And that's the lesson that I think all of us need to learn. There's I know, and even in the markets get volatile and crazy and all this stuff. There's always going to be more houses.
There's always going to be another house. I always tell my customers.
There's always going to be more. If that dream home is the dream home because that's the one you saw first. I guarantee you keep looking, you're going to find another home.
She had B, A, and C choices. I mean, I love the way she did it. No, she did. She really did. I remember.
So I know people like, but that's the one that's got the closet that I want, and it's like,
what about you? Cut that wall off.
But if you wait a bit and you go this direction, you can buy 12 of those closets in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're.
Yeah. That's very true.
And that's the point we're making. It's like, you know what? The houses will be there. Don't ruin the whole thing because it's not exactly. You know what I mean? You can still. Okay. All right. So all right. You didn't get the double sink this time. All right. You know what? Okay. Fine. You know what? You're going to be in this house for a while. You put the double sink in. You're the owner. You do what you want.
Now you can do whatever you want.
Or B, use this house to get to the point where you've got the equity in the class. Now you can buy it. Now I got to put the marble countertops in the. This one's got 3 sinks. I don't need 3, but it's got 3, and I'm taking it anyway.
And I have to say, I've been blessed to the point that most of my deals that I had dealt with throughout the years, I haven't lost. I mean, I have maybe 1 or 2, and there was nothing to do with CMG or myself. Okay, so which is awesome. Sure, I can say that without having to blink a bunch of times.
Well, like you said, you give everybody, you give them the guidance, you give them. It's like, and you'll lay it out and say, all right, here's your 4 paths. You go down this path, this is what's going to happen. You go down this path, this is going to happen. You down this path, which path you want to go down?
You know how many times I hear like my insurance or my company over here did this and this and that, and they're still with that company, or they're still with that same insurance. well, it's time to maybe look at somewhere else to take care of you properly.
Sure.
And they take care of you.
What's the saying?
And that's what we hear,
What's the saying? If you're doing the same thing every time and expecting different results, who's the crazy one? Kind of the same
yeah,
thing.
Something like that. Because
same thing, you're going to do the same results.
Yeah,
you have to do something
you can't
different.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to put it there, if your lender is not communicating with you, if your lender is not answering your questions, you with the wrong. We said it before. You with the wrong lender.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't care who they are.
Well, and this is that balance, because obviously, you go to lending and so you're trying to get something and you're hoping and praying. So you're like, okay, I'll do whatever I got to do to make this guy say yes for me. And it shouldn't be that way. You're the customer. You're the one who's using the service. Now, granted,
We should help you.
They're giving you a big check of money, but at the end of the day, let's face it, CMG is a company. It's not a nonprofit organization. They're making money off you too, like everybody.
As much as I like to be, I'm not.
This is the American dream, people. We pay for services you want. The difference is you're going to pay regardless, unless you were independently wealthy. Then you don't need to listen to this conversation anyway. But. But unless you're independently wealthy, you're going to need some help. Let's go with people that are going to work with you, not make you do something that says this or treat you like you're the one that that needs us. We don't need you. And that's the mindset. And you know that's probably the best thing. They give you a mindset is like, look, you need us much more than we need you. What do you got for me?
And
you guys are like,
that's
no,
not the way it should be.
Yeah, and that's I think we're talking X's and O's, but if you boiled all this conversation down to one sentence, I think that would be the best sentence they could do. Is that mindset is different.
I know. I mean,
you don't have to prove to them you want a house. These folks are trying to help you get to the level where the numbers work.
And it's an amazing experience seeing their faces whenever they're pre-approved, knowing that it's able to happen, and when they close. And I don't go to closings. Elliot's goes, but their faces on their pictures.
Sure.
I'm like, it's me personally. I was the most exciting day of my life.
The right person.
You know,
see what I'm saying?
There you go.
I mean,
making that effort that you put into it in people's life, it's a big thing.
It's your ticket in the game. I mean, it's like okay, you get your first driver's license. These are all cool, momentous moments, and you're like, all right, I'm part of society here, But all of that doesn't compare to when you get the keys, you walk through the house that first time. He's like,
mine.
This is mine, and no one. This is my investment in America. Like you literally have a place that I own it. It's nobody else's, and it's my world, and that's your investment. And I know we talk about being the Americans, being a dream, but that really is the American dream. Is you got your own little piece of the pie here, and that's where you build it from. And if you're starting out as a young couple with a little bit of nickels to rub together, then your little piece of pie is going to start small, but that's okay. You're still got a piece of pie. That piece of pie it's a lot easier to make that piece of pie bigger at that point than you trying to pay someone else and pay their pieces of pie and fill their pieces of pie.
And he knows, and I can say, like, when I was younger, I was not educated on buying a house, anything. Especially, I think, and I can say coming from a Latina family, it's hard because we're not our parents are not really educated on it either.
Sure.
So it's really hard for them to educate us. So you are going to make mistakes,
Sure.
And I did. And it took me a long time to redeem them and work towards it.
And I would even go beyond Hispanic culture. I think it's just generational. I think like when I was younger, and certainly when my parents were younger, your grandparents, they were, now granted.
It's not a conversation that's, there.
Now granted, life was a little simpler there. There wasn't 50,000 computers and finding out things instantaneously. So they were talking more in theories like, all right, you got to save your money here. But still, they were instilling that. And as we get more technology friendly and things, it gets more complex and complicated. And people are more like, I don't know. Go to the bank. They'll tell you how to do it. You know what I mean? Exactly. It gets and you know what? Yeah, there's a lot of this going on out there, but at the end of the day, the principle, the basics are the same. And you give the folks the bones, the basics. So regardless of where your financial situation is or where you want to go with that financial situation, these steps and these things that you give them will give that foundation a strength to go wherever you want to branch with that. And that's what your home is, and that's what this is about.
Anything
this is foundation.
is possible. Trust me, whenever we say that, it's literally the truth. Anything is possible. I mean, you just have to work for it.
And also CMG.
Yeah.
It's every customer, every time, no exceptions. No excuses.
Absolutely.
Now, that sounds a little like, wow, you guys got a big ship on your head. No, it's not that. You know what? Because you have to give everybody the time of day to take care and get their dreams done.
Sure.
And that is the difference. My other company that I was working before, it was, I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I love that. I love this even better.
Sure. They're
okay?
committing to say, we're going to get you where you want to go. If you partner with us, you do your part, we're going to do our part, and at the end of the day, you're going to hit your goal.
Get that
that's
touchdown,
what we do.
you know, and win the game.
Exactly. I just saw
win the game.
I just saw the time, so I better go here before they kick us off. But you can call Elliot's office. You can call direct. I got to, because of my blind self. You can call direct the office 575-208-2356. You can call that. That's the office. I guess you guys, now that we're loosening up on COVID, you probably spend a little bit more time in that office.
We've been there for a while.
I'm there every day.
I know you guys have been kind of living out of the mobile office, aka your car or home, probably for the last year here, but back in the office. Of course, you can call Elliot, his cell, 719-237-4680. You can also go to his website and learn everything, not only about Elliot, but CMG Financial as well. erodriguez.cmgfi.com. Now, after you've done reading all that, I'm sure there's a contact me link button, but if you just want to pop up your phone and email them, same address, erodriguez, instead of a dot, put an @ symbol at cmgfi.com, and that'll shoot him an email to him there. So, good deals. Is there anything we missed?
No.
Yeah, if you have any questions, like we talked generalities here. Now, if you're like, yeah, but what about this? Call him now, and now you can hit him with the what about this, and or at least set up an appointment, and then you get him with all your what about this. Just don't call him and say what about this.
We're there to help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the goal is to help you and get a house, you know, and get that dream come true.
And trust me, even if you're thinking my credit is so down in the hole, I can't. All right, you know what? You may be right, but give Elliot a call and let him say, yeah, you are, but do this, this, and this, and then we'll talk in a year, and then we'll see what happens. And if your goal is to do that, and you're like, I have no idea how to get there, Elliot and CMG should be your first call.
And I can tell you, I got so many different situations that is impossible to even guess. But I bet you money that everybody out there falls in one box that everybody else have fallen into.
Sure.
And that's what I do. I try to figure out. I got a guy last night to call me. You know, I got declined, this and that, fell apart, blah, blah, blah. Now they're taking forever to get back to me. And like, oh, what happened? You know, and he told me what happened. And I fixed it.
Sure.
And guess what? He can buy a house. They're in the process of buying a house now.
Good.
So it's not, you need somebody that cares and is going to do the time to make it work for you. Yeah. You know, and I understand that can take a few more extra minutes here and there, but guess what? If he's going to take you an extra 10, 15 minutes to buy your home, that's not a problem. That is actually a great thing.
Well,
you know?
And we say it every time, the biggest investment a person or a family usually makes is the home. That's what it is. I mean, yeah, there's exceptions, and you've got your Ray Krocs or whoever out there that own, you know, your whatever. Maybe I should pick someone, Jeff Bezos. I was going to, let me pick a more modern billionaire.
And you know what? We are building a CMG team here. Having a system here locally. I had assistants before, but they were not here.
Sure.
I need somebody here. Ted has an assistant here.
Okay.
You know, our goal is to get, you know, more lenders in here.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue growing and taking care of the community and be here for everybody and make sure that, you know, they get their homes, you know, and their dreams come true.
Absolutely. We got to go, but 575 I should pull the glasses up. 208-2356. 575
And you can also text him too. He's really good. He don't answer, text him. He will call you back.
Because I might be with a customer at the time too.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we got to go. You're listening to